And in all Nix's defense, you did leave her alone with a crazy person.
Oh, not my choice.
You left the crazy person alone with Nix.
Honestly, I would much rather get rid of said crazy person. But from my understanding, Nix would get a little. Squeaky would be, or Seven would be a little unhappy with me. Oh god,
Yes.
my computer is being retarded right now. Hold on.
Accidents happen.
But yeah, said traveling companion might have an accident before
Oh,
everything's over.
poor Lauren.
He's rapidly making himself a problem.
Never. Quite often.
And we've already found out what one of our patrons, skilled individuals, does with problems.
There ain't no problem.
There's always problems with this group. Anyway, I pushed the button a while back.
Alrighty. So we are good to proceed in what should be an interesting game session or a nice setup to even more interesting game session for next time. We shall see how it goes.
Hopefully, nobody
So we
dies.
are picking up where we left off with arriving at a lovely honeymooners trip to a dead making facility ran by questionable monks who sell undead services and torture people. And the two lovebirds had a lovely evening and caused their own future events of mental loss at the cost of a poor elf woman, and then packed things up after giving a heart out to poor Danielle and riding off. And
Yeah.
it will be a couple days to reach the next town or actual city where there is a shipyard. One positive thing sailors looking forward to, and you guys be able to make your trip, but not before stopping off at somewhere important for Lawrence in that city. So it will take you a while to get there, he says. In the meantime, it was late afternoon, so you will have to stop and make camp.
Okay.
And you will have to rest for that night. You'll hear some noises, obviously, as you're trying a little bit along the coastline, crashing of waves and stuff, and some rustling noise, but don't really see anything for the first night. Second night will come and go as you continue along the coastline further, and then it will come to the third night where you'll be able to sit down and chit chat as you basically make your way back onto an actual road off the beaten path and start following the dirt path to the actual town in question. Where Lawrence pretty much has remarked our last 3 days, aside from the crashing waves and the beauty of his female companion and their lovely escapades at the monastery. The sights of the city will be an interesting change, and the trip should allow for time for the two to get to know each other even better and to see what other interests they may have in common. Not to mention, the sailing will be a breath of fresh air and should allow you to reach your destination at the capital even quicker, even though you're heading the opposite direction. The boat will be able to go around the continent in a nice little circular pattern to the top and get you there quicker than that carriage would have gotten you there.
Hmm. As long as we don't have any more problems, trouble, or attracting unnecessary attention. And speaking of unnecessary attention, Lawrence, this is a port town, correct?
Oh, yes, the town we'll be coming on to in a couple more days is a wonderful, larger port city Have a couple of ships in the yard, and our family, of course, handles trade. We should be able to make use of one or hop a boat that's already headed to the capital for a small fee. It will take about a month, month and a half, maybe, depending on the weight and how dangerous the seas are. But sticking close to land, we shouldn't have to worry about any major storms compared to the 3 month journey. True, we spent a week or two, not wasted, but enjoyed as he looks over at Nixria, and it could be well worth the travel. Still, you'll save at least a month if that's your concern. You'll get where you are needing to go, you and your crew.
Yes. The other question I was going to have, considering it being a port town, is if it would be any issues having foreign currency or goods that we seek to trade or dispose of.
Port Town, there are plenty of merchant shops. If you have any items you procured overseas that you need to sell off or make do with, you can definitely do so. You'll just have to follow the standard trading protocols and show your paperwork and handle all that. Nothing you probably can't do, Sam. I'll keep your companion occupied.
Well, that's just it, Lawrence. When we got here, we didn't set up as a mercantile group. It wasn't necessary when we first got here. Now, it turns out it is. But you being a merchant, I'm sure you can find good prices for a lot of goods that an extra here would be getting a share of. We wouldn't want to cheat her out of her share now, would we?
Oh no, perish the thought. I mean, it would cost and take some effort, of course, but could be done if that's what my dear wishes.
Money's involved, so yes.
I think arrangements can be made, Sam.
Excellent. Without
After
attracting
all,
any undue attention, of course.
through the shops and merchants that our family has contact with, I doubt any would raise too much an eyebrow, seeing as we deal in foreign exports. Be
Excellent.
quite common, in fact, if that's what you worry about. And as I said, you can use me however you wish. After
Oh,
all,
my
I
dear
am
Lawrence,
fine.
I plan to.
He just continues to look into her eyes while Ash is up front with Pete as the wagon's getting driven along.
And Pete's probably got
Well,
this look
he's
on his face of, oh my god, somebody save me.
Well, he's just listening to Ash talk about all kinds of things. It's like, oh, you're pretty good at that wagon. You know who else was good with horses? One of the.
yeah, he keeps going. He keeps Ash is actually trying to figure out how to have conversations without Cobble's interference. So, nice weather we're having.
That again?
What do you mean that again?
Talked about that like 2 days ago twice, and you brought it up like yesterday and now today. It's the same weather. There are clouds in the sky. We are near the ocean. It smells like salt. We are finally on the main road. Yes, it is lovely weather for this type of season. Only thing
uh,
really worth talking about is how you learned how to drive a wagon, considering that your group supposedly spends so much time at seas. It's amazing you know your way around a horse.
uh, Ash isn't sure how to respond to this. Cobble was trying to. Cobble just gave him like, oh, I guess you could say I'm a fast learner. I
Well,
mean, believe,
everyone has to have some talents. I mean, after all, I hired you for a reason.
I
Figured you
mean,
have some
believe,
skills, lad.
I mean, believe it or not, I'm actually this sword. This is the first time I ever held one, but I was able to actually use it effectively.
First time. So you're not much of a fighter, honestly,
Oh,
Keep digging
despite the
that
anyhow,
amount of
hole.
wounds
Keep
you
digging that
took.
hole.
You know, you are just a puzzling individual. I'm not sure if you're just really good at hiding your intentions or if you just took too many blows and too much howler venom that you're just not quite right, lad.
Honest.
Hold on, I gotta do this really
I
quickly.
was gonna say you and me both are thinking about doing something here. I'll let you stick your head out first, because then mine
Okay,
might be more entertaining.
so considering my listen check, Yuxira's just going to slam her head outside of the window from the carriage and be all like, he takes a lot of hits and somehow finds, I guess, the power of God to keep him from dying.
I assume you're still wearing your same outfit as usual.
Yes.
Ash just nods and just says what she said.
All Lawrence can do is just watch in amazement as that outfit really doesn't cover or hold much well, and you're leaning over sideways, which really doesn't support it. And he's like, my lady, lady Anixia, how you're, oh my, wow, that doesn't really cover much, does it? Just sort of looks over at Sam and actually is blushing a little bit as about to see more than he expected to see of her.
Of Morden.
At
I
that
poke
point,
an extra.
Yuxira's,
Oi,
oops, sorry,
you
you
about
know
fell
how
out.
my clothes. These are weird for me, Sam. Weird.
Well, you picked it. Get used to it.
Yeah.
I told you to wear
But
more. You didn't listen to me.
Ash
But I
just says
prefer
like,
wearing less.
Well, there's a reason I told you that.
We didn't expect it to be so floppy.
yeah, Ash
You know what?
just basically, yeah,
You
it's
know
like what
what?
you said the other day.
Time
I
for a
mentioned,
change. Hey Ash,
yeah,
we're switching.
can you drive horses? He calls out.
Uh,
I've been riding in wagons longer than you've been alive, boy. Now switch.
Okay, Ash pulls over on the reins, like, okay, we're switching.
That's not how this
as you
works.
go to hop off, Pete just looks at you, sort of a little bit of a grin, and goes, "Well, we know who has you by the balls. It's good to know your place, lad. After all, she does pay you."
He just nods, like, not sure what to say.
Because the Nixia was your fake boss, but now Sam's actually your true fake boss. So yeah, sure, yeah, yeah, you got that right, buddy.
And Sam and wait, here we are. Adam, move
Hard,
your character to the horse.
Oh
hard
yeah.
to keep track of who's what story are we going with this time?
Sam just climbs back up, sits there for a moment, looks at Pete, and says, "Your boss is a
I
piece of work."
assume you can handle matters in your condition.
Just gives him an exasperated look, and is like, "I should be able to. If nothing else, I'll make you do it."
Yeah, not really part of my job description, but the worst I could do is turn the thing over. It's
You turn
happened
the thing
before.
over. We're gonna have words.
Then I recommend I don't drive.
All right, Michael.
Is Lawrence's activities exasperating your condition, my lady?
Lawrence has eyes for one thing and pays little attention to anything else.
And does that bother you or surprise you?
What surprises me as to how little he pays attention to the rest, considering if the job goes badly, he won't get to spend time with her.
Maybe Anixia can mention what the job is, and Lawrence will be more inclined to help you fulfill that job through her.
Maybe, but I
You
tried to
know,
talk to him about it, and he said, use him as we see fit.
nobles say a lot of things, dear. You learn to just go with it.
I'm
At
not sure I
least
want to
this
go
one
along
does
with this
tend to
one.
keep his word most of the time, as long as he remembers.
Yeah. Well, I may just start using his name to get the job done. And then he said, go with it, so he told me to do it. Anyway, let's get this
Yeah.
show on the road. As I will gently coax the horses to get back going again.
Make that handle animal right.
Give me your activities for the day. How do you do under your frustrated conditions as you calm yourself down and lead the horses on?
Oh, I pointedly ignore everything in the back of the wagon because that was part of what was driving her nuts. In the meantime, she will distract herself by talking with Pete as to the town they're going to, working with him to figure out how to offload some of the coin and goods that they have so that they can get money appropriate for the region without attracting attention. Lawrence said to use his contacts, but Lawrence is at the moment rather distracted.
Yeah, as you got out,
And Pete's better
he
at.
slid over to next to a Nixtria so he could sit beside her because the view is also good from this angle, apparently.
Yeah.
At this point, Ash has kind of gotten used to Nick's Rose choice of clothing.
Yeah, shock therapy does that.
Yeah. He just looks at the two and just like calms and so what has been going on with you two?
Oh, nothing much. Moonlit strolls on the beach, the sounds of the oceans, the screams overcoming that sound, blood washing off brick facing, sudden death, delivery of heartfelt gifts in sacks to individuals, the usual.
Ash
And
just looks
yourself?
Ash just gives him a shocked look, looks over at Nixer, who's probably has like the most elegant grin I guess.
Yes.
More like a shit eating grin. It's
He
like,
just looks over. Well, I'm alive if that means anything.
It does. It's very important for whatever activity Sam needs done, and also to help protect my lady here.
Yes. Ash just gives
Ash is now
Ash
slowly figuring out why Sam switched.
he just asks he just utters to himself like he's just like and just utters a call take over please.
Are you crafting horses?
No, Michael asked me to
He
make
just
two
utter
rolls, which I rolled a
Oh,
5 and a 6. What the hell?
1819 ain't bad for the turnout, though.
he
Considering
just
I
utter
rolled a 5 and a 6, I should be able to do a lot better.
he's uttering just a call take over
You
to
have things on your mind.
and in his and for once Cobble's not responding at all.
I was like, nope, you on your own, buddy.
No, more like you're calling someone come on pick up me.
As in, no, no, no. But yeah, working with Pete to try to figure out how best offloads the goods Sam has, because she's got a lot of coinage from the wrong place and needs the right coinage of the right place.
We'd need to go to a merchant house, which the Lord has connections with,
Yeah, from
or other dealers which could handle it in darker places, as he kind of like nudges at you.
I had arrangements for such a thing initially, and then it fell through due to, well, you know what happened at the last place.
Mm, easy come, easy go.
So, I'd rather use your boss, since he said I could do so.
As long as he remembers, you should be fine.
Well, I can always ask Nixra to ask him.
That would probably get results.
Mm-hmm. She likes money, so having money she can spend is a good thing, right? And why would he
Exactly.
object to her having money?
Oh no, nobles love to walk the streets and go to expensive shops and flash coins and look at pretty things. It wouldn't be that difficult for him to parade her around and drop a few coins at a few shops and pick up a few things if you kind of understand how that works.
Correct. But how embarrassing would it be if the woman he was with, who's supposed to be a noble, has no coin to her name?
As he said, use him as you see fit. Maybe he'll
Exactly.
pay.
I just wonder how easily he can flip about 6,000.
I've seen him spend more in a day.
Excellent. That makes things easier for me. You know, you're a lot easier to talk to than your boss.
I learned to take things in stride, and besides, I do owe him my life.
Is that how you two got together?
Yes.
Hmm, interesting.
And then on that third day, you will come to a stop for the evening and need to start breaking camp. And at which point,
Michael, I have
mhm,
to mention something.
Uh,
Seven's going insane, so he would have switched into his Anixira dog form, had on all of his shit, and then done like circles around an entire camp that people were trying to set up for the night because he needs to get his energy up.
Because he's been sitting playing good girl for too long and it's driving him nuts.
Basically,
Yes,
with withdrawal, it's
Well,
withdrawal effects, isn't it?
Sam just looks at
Doggy
you and
withdrawal.
smiles and said, "What took you so long?"
meow.
You're not a cat, little one.
Fine, woof.
There you go.
Out of character. Ash was informed that Elixir was a druid. Out of character, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so he knows it's her. Like he knows it's her. He just looks at Elixir going meow, and just looks at like gives Sam a weird look. Like he doesn't say anything, but it looks like he's on the look on his face. He's saying, "Where did you find this one?"
How does Sam know all these weird people? Which, honestly, the question you should be asking yourself: where did Sam get all these connections? How does she know so much about certain places?
He he feels like it's better not. He has learned the old phrase: "Don't ask questions you don't want answers to."
Wow.
how very level headed and smart of
I
him.
know, right?
He's
Considering her
he's
comment to you earlier when she was telling you to switch, you didn't blink about either.
intelligence, not wisdom.
Oh, that asking a woman's age is a good way to get in trouble.
And appearance to follow the chain of command. So it's like I don't have to listen to Anixria. I need to listen to Sam because she's my new fake boss or true fake boss. So yeah, I can play the game. Okay.
And Sam's
Yeah,
more
though.
level headed than most of the rest of the party at the moment.
Yeah, though he does give Elixir a snack from his rations, beef jerky.
She will take it and devour it, and then go back to Zoomies.
Because she fat kid. That's also hyper as shit.
Yes,
Gotta
Spaghetti
burn that fat somehow.
She gonna get fat sitting there the whole time.
Sorry, Nick.
I mean, what if it just all goes to her tip?
No, that's how you got there in the first place. If you just get even fatter, that's gonna just get even more of a problem for you.
Probably got enough
Sure.
back pain from just sitting there and supporting those up while sitting in that wagon. Probably
Oh,
nice to be in all fours and to be able to let loose that weight.
yes, yes, it is.
Because while the player is aware of how bad having the ones those size can be, the character is originally male and wouldn't realize it as much.
That is true.
I mean, he may have
Those are
taken
people.
females' forms before, but that may be, for that prolonged a period, that may be a bit much.
He's definitely not done it this long, and it's starting to wear on him.
And yet Sam was just like, "You sure about this?" "Yes." "Alright."
I want to wear this. I regret wearing this.
"I want to wear this skin. I should not have worn this skin." "Sam, why do you have to be right so much?"
Pretty much.
Female, male pretending to be female. Welcome to my gender.
"I haven't survived this long by being totally dumb."
Uh,
Because even if we go by her remembered age, she's still older than most of the party.
Most likely. And setting up two smaller tents, two people tents kind of thing. It's really kind of a one person, but you can fit two people in it, somewhat cramped. Off the wagon, along with some basic supplies, as Pete seems to supply scrolls which seem to conjure forth food and water, which Lawrence has been using to eat and share with Anixria if she's interested. And otherwise, they will occasionally go hunting. Although, considering you're just off the main road, not too far, there's not too much hunting territory in this open plains late in the evening, unless you want to go looking for maybe field mice or a snake or two. So
If it breathes, it can die, Michael.
just keep that in mind because you too breathe, little one.
You just reminded me of of an of a meme. I'm not gonna say it though.
Actually, it reminds me of one of the sayings on an old magic card. Or no, it wasn't a magic card. It was a book.
Fourth edition
If
D&D.
it bleeds, I'll kill it. If it doesn't bleed, I'll make it bleed.
That was the Godslayer prestige class for rogues off
Oh,
fourth
is that what it
edition.
was?
Yes, that was fourth edition Godslayer.
Yes, that's what it was.
If it bleeds, I can kill it. If it doesn't bleed, I'll make it. Yep. It had some interesting prestiges, but they were just so overpowered.
Ridiculous.
Does not die anymore. Wait, what? Just gets back up in a week.
Although I think I like the paragons more than I did the epics.
Agreed.
Those had fun flavor. Anyway, we're getting distracted.
Going back, so we got two tents. The one closest to Horace will be for Lawrence, with Pete keeping watch. Lawrence offers Anixia to share his tent, but obviously, looking over at Sam, says that the ladies, obviously being the gentleman he is, are more entitled to use the two tents over there, and Ash can share a tent with him unless he chooses to stay on watch with Pete, sort of hinting that Ash should.
We will be
Because
doing a
I'll-
rotation.
bodyguard, protect your boss, let the ladies have a tent. You don't need one.
Ash just sighs and nods, like I'll do my.
Well, Michael, Sam's been having watches on rotation the entire time.
Hmm.
He just doesn't know it.
Oh, Lawrence probably wasn't been paying attention.
No, he just goes into his tent and good night. And
Versus
then
Sam then sets up rotating watches.
Sam, Ash, Pete, and
Psycho.
technically Nixria, and maybe Danielle even.
Yeah. So watches is on rotation. Which Sam's also been offering Pete since Lawrence is just like, and I'm eating and I'm done. Good night. Sam's been
Oh, he
offering Pete the good berry that comes off the bracer. She's being nice to Pete. She doesn't give a shit about Lawrence.
Lawrence will like share any of his leftovers or extra food from the conjured food, but otherwise Pete's happy just to have the good berry. Simple is fine. He's not no noble. He doesn't need nothing super fancy.
Oh, and Michael, Sam is maintaining the appearance of eating the good berry to act like she's actually needing food.
Awesome.
But
And
that way we haven't been worrying about rations or water because Sam's got she gets 5 good berries on the bracelet every morning. And look, there's 4 of the current party and then a fifth one for Pete. And then she has replenishing water skins, so water's not an issue either.
and that is when night will roll along and we will have confrontation.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. This means Lawrence gets murdered in his sleep, right?
Quite possibly, as you have that coming from your east.
I would have no issues if Lawrence died in his sleep.
I don't think anyone would.
Okay, I
Maybe-
would, considering we need him to get the boat. Other than that, I don't really need him.
Well, Pete might.
It's not
be,
that I'm
although
being
it's-
evil, it's just Sam doesn't like him. Okay, yes, he's a source of money, but we take his shit when he's dead anyway.
But why not use him and then kill him, and we can no longer use him to take even more shit?
I'm okay with that too.
You really want to kill? She
No,
wants
she
her
just wants
sugar
to
daddy.
milk him for all she can.
She will
She
take.
just
She'll be a trophy wife, marry him, milk him for everything, he can, get an annulment,
No, no,
and
no, no.
then
Then it's Black Widow. Then he
then
dies
it's
on an
Black Widow, and he'll
accident,
take
and
everything.
she gets everything. And then she arranges her own accident. Or no, the
Mhm.
accident is they both die, and her body's never found.
Either that, or else if Danielle's good at disguises, Danielle becomes Lawrence.
No.
Then Nixie and her get along just fine.
Hey, that
Eh,
you.
I'd rather
You have
not.
lots of options.
I'd rather
You don't have
not.
to worry about that after the upcoming fight, as I will call for initiatives from those who are going to be on first watch, as it is sun setting, so it is still bright enough for daylight, as it's around 7 to 8 o'clock roughly.
I don't think
And it's
anybody
during
has
the
dark vision.
summertime, so it's bright enough, thankfully.
I don't think we ever
And
picked who's on what watch, so it'd probably be random
well,
though.
I'm actually the first on watch with Pete, so Pete and I are first.
Why would we put
Okay,
two of
rolling my
four
initiative.
people on one watch?
well, I mean, someone had. Oh, Danielle has the ring. I was gonna say she could only need to sleep two, so then she'd be on their watches. But otherwise, you could have three watches, so four people, three watches.
I was gonna say, since Danielle's currently technically not in play, we've got four people split four watches.
So first one that rolls a d4 locks in a position, then the others individuals keep rolling afterwards. See who has which watch. Pete will just take the last one. Sam will have last.
All right, D4s, people. Squeaks. You awake?
You gotta re-roll that four. It's already taken by Sam. No, no matter how badly you want it, you can't have it. Roll again. Sam, you re-roll. Okay, better. You want it, you got it. But I want it, Sam. No, I'm already got it. I want it, but I did it last night. Give it to me.
Fine. I get to use you as a pillow then.
Oh my god.
Still playing up that pissy little girl, aren't you?
Apparently.
Well, for the first two watches, Sam gets to use her as a pillow in exchange.
I guess. Jonathan, you need to roll a d4 and you either get one or two. Pete gets the leftover. So you can honestly just roll a d2.
Let's see what you get, Chig.
Go AFK.
Oh, then just roll for Pete. Let's see what Pete gets.
Yep, pretty much. 1d2. Pete's on first watch with the baddies. Hope he gets you guys up.
Who's on first? Pete's on first.
Pete's down. What? Damn it, Pete.
God damn it. Medic! We got a man
Ah.
down!
So sleeping,
There we go.
sleeping. To back, and in the tent, and dog pillow,
Dog pillow.
and sleeping
Which
near the
also means
campfire.
when Doggo hears things first and Doggo gets up, Sam will be forcefully woken up.
And Pete basically standing slash setting around the fire and keeping watch and set up, go to bed. You guys are about 30 minutes into sleep. And Pete, can you see the horrors which are about to befall those people you care about most?
And
Party's gonna
Ash
get,
too.
Party's gonna get murdered in
Ash
this.
is on second watch.
Oh.
You went AFK while we were having the entire discussion.
Oh, sweet Jesus, man. They're hide checks, which they aren't attempting. Yay! Not really hearing crunch, crunch, howling, turns. Oh, oh crap! At which point, listen checks as Pete's basically running over to Ash and grabs his shoulder, shakes him. Get up, Everyone up!
Get
Danger!
up!
We have
Ash,
ogres!
ogres. Ash gets himself up, immediately draws
My ass is probably still
his
asleep.
sword.
Sam, 5 more minutes.
Oh, what
Nixia.
about it?
Huh? What? Something about monsters? Ogres! There's ogres coming! Come on, Jonathan, wake up!
Yeah,
Seven
Jonathan
will
gets
be
up.
like, I haven't had ogre recently. I'm okay with this.
Sam's still asleep. Nixia is sort of waking up and hears yelling outside. Jonathan gets woken up. And
Lauren sleeps through everything.
the only person I think who doesn't have initiative is Seven from earlier.
Oh,
Squeaky roll.
Squeaker.
There we go.
There
Get
you
you on the
go.
chart.
How do I still have the highest initiative?
And we will add Pete to the list.
Yeah, we kind of need Pete.
And,
He's useful.
and Lawrence to the list. Lawrence with listen check. That one. That seems appropriate. I was honestly willing to give him that.
He
Initiative.
sleeps through it.
Heavy sleeper.
I don't think we need the other 7 on the initiative tracker, Michael. There's 2 sevens.
There we go. Much better.
There only needs to be one.
It's not Naya yet.
Yet. Wait for it.
Things
Wait
can
till Sam
happen
gets
in this
shapeshifting.
game. It's a high magic thing. Next year can pull stuff.
Done more like Sam can pull off a lot of shit.
And first up, Sam. Sawing logs, nice soft bed, decent temperature, out cold. Pete, uh, grabs weapon since he's on watch or he has armor and will move over and his light armor to there as he starts getting a head count. One, two. Jonathan, get up. We have 3 ogres and some weird looking dogs.
Ogres and weird looking dogs?
Yes. Oh man. Must be the clan. At which point, Anixia's turn. You're rousing out of sleep. You are entitled to
Hi guys.
only.
No, Fergus.
I could not hear a damn thing you just said.
Hello. How's things going this evening?
I'm good.
You
The
just came
dog-
back in. You just came back in time for us to die. I mean, join us in the action.
Wait, what?
Combat.
We're totally gonna let Lawrence die in his sleep.
Oh. Oh.
No, we're
And
not.
maybe you as well.
Oh, fuck.
So, yeah, you better get in here, roll listen check, and roll initiative. Let's see if you wake up. Or if
Wait,
the
I'm
thing
asleep at
squishes
this
you
point?
while you're inside the tent.
Or before they take you back to their swamp, whichever comes
Well,
first.
she would
Oh
have to.
my God,
Danielle would have
Ash.
to sleep outside as she's a guard and not someone of importance, and also only 2 people can fit into a tent, cramp wise, unless you want to share one with Lawrence.
Me?
Yeah, you want to share a bed with Lawrence?
I'm afraid what he would do.
Might just be cutting off bits and pieces of you.
Well, he gave you a heart. It's only fair if he takes one away to give to a Nixura.
I mean, it's a fair trade.
I don't think she wants that trait.
Mm,
Here, I give you a heart. Not mine, Nixura, but someone.
She already has his.
No,
That
you'll
is
probably
true.
be sleeping outside next to a campfire with Ash and Pete.
Wait. Really? I'm asleep. How long?
It's nighttime.
It's first watch.
First watch,
Oh.
so
Yeah, you'd still be
your
asleep.
2 hours have got like 30 minutes in, at which point you're getting attacked by ogres and large dogs.
God I would love to roll initiative, but apparently my thing hates me.
What browser are you using?
I'm using Chrome.
Oh,
Try
here we
switching
go.
browsers. I think
We will go over
Roll20 has
to
issues with Chrome.
Danielle and stats, and we will click the initiative button.
I've been told it they had issues with Chrome for a while.
They haven't had.
Oh, it didn't work. You were attempting to To use a roll command looking for a value selected token, but no
Oh,
tokens
you
are
have to
selected.
select her token, then click it.
Ah. Well, that's annoying. It's her character sheet. It should work. Man.
I was gonna say, if you want, I can do it.
Yeah, here.
Fergie, you better not be moping.
Too late,
Yeah.
because you ignored
There
it.
we go.
Oh no, it's not the fact that I ignore it. It's the fact that his mama's not here,
Well, too bad.
Got
and
the
he
initial.
whines all night because of it.
So kick him out of the room.
I can't. His crate's in
And
there.
and we need to get you a listen check to see if you were roused quick. Cause
Did
that's
you wake
important.
up, or did you sleep through it like a log?
22 listen. You are awake. So first up is Niksha. You're entitled to basically you just getting up. And it's like, huh, what? Half asleep.
Huh?
So on your feet, and you can pretty much exit the tent, or you can try to lick the Sam's face or whatever else you need to do.
Um.
Well,
Oh.
standing up, Sam's pillow disappears and her head probably goes thunk.
Yeah. So that kind of like wakes her up anyway. So Nixer is just going to waddle her skinny, non-furry butt out of the tent and stand there, just kind of like digging at the ground with her paws.
Skinny hunting dog.
Are
Mm.
you in furry form or non furry form, though?
Furry
Is it?
form.
Okay.
He was spending like the next I don't know how long in his dog form, or essentially as long as he could.
Okay, just
I
checking.
can't believe I have it to use Microsoft Edge.
Oh,
I just use Firefox.
Oh,
I don't have Firefox.
Maybe you should fix that.
Danielle's turn, and
To be
wake,
fair, I don't like Chrome.
and oh, what do you do? I imagine you probably get yourself up off the ground. So move action, stand up, and conjure weapon or draw weapon.
Conjure.
Conjure weapon.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, no, not conjure. I would just be draw because I'm still on longsword.
don't you mean
Draw.
short sword?
The physical weapon you have is a short sword.
Oh, I'm not drawing that. Oh, I'll conjure then. I'm sorry.
Manifest
I
the
thought the
longsword
whole
version of Mind Blade.
yeah, because I thought the reason why you had the short sword was to prevent conjuring.
It was to act the role in towns.
Yeah, and we're not in
Okay.
town anymore.
How much we trust Lawrence is yet to be seen, but
Exactly.
This wouldn't be the first time he's seen me use it though.
yeah, no, like I
It's my.
said, how much we trust him remains to be seen, but he's useful for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
player is much more pessimistic than the character is.
So you are on your feet, you have your weapon drawn, and you can move accordingly on the map to where you need to basically move her to Pete or otherwise, but there is a lot of things on the board.
I will yell to wake Pete.
No, Pete's awake.
Pete's are
Pete was the
Oh,
one who was on first watch and walked over and woke Jonathan, and was yelling and screaming and caused you all to get up as three ogres and like six strange dogs, as Pete put it, were headed your direction. Said something about looks like the clan's nearby. So apparently
there's a
there's a clan of
clan?
ogres, an
Clan of
ogre
Cuckoo
clan.
Heads.
Well, to be fair, this entire island's full of cuckoo heads.
Hey, you're on the island, so what's that mean?
I'm not from here.
Uh,
I do not claim to be from this area.
Therefore, argument invalid.
No, argument is
Alright.
ignored.
so Danielle's on her feet. Any movement?
Uh, yeah.
It's
That's kind of annoying that I don't have my 40 feet, but I can move back a bit. Oh wait, no, I'll just ready an action for when they come in about 60 feet. I'll throw a mind blade.
When they get in range.
Okie dokie. So ready action to throw blade. Lawrence sleeping.
Saw aim
Power.
logs.
He rolled a 1 on his listen check.
Oh,
And
He
when
with
you're
sounds
asleep, you
combined
sleepy.
take a minus
bonds.
10, so -9. He doesn't hear shit.
And he's only got like a wisdom at best of a 12. So yeah.
I mean, he rolled worse than
He,
Sam.
he's in Anixria Dreamland.
Isn't that just the valley?
No.
There's some big hills and peaks there. If that's what we're going for. Innuendo.
But
So what is Jonathan doing?
Let's see here. Jonathan sees Pete over here. And I guess he could could he see the dogs and the ogre nearby?
By the way, the ogres are kind of what you expect of the zombified ogres you've seen on the island, except for these are alive, as they're basically equipped with javelins and great clubs, have patchworked hide like armor, and are big and nasty suckers,
in
and seem
other
to have
words, they
like
need burn.
painting on their shoulder. Looks to be done in like blood.
Ugh.
The animals, on their hand, are quite a bit different than your traditional animal, as these look somewhat like wolves, though they somewhat look like large wolves of nightmarish appearance. They do have a certain distinguishing feature to them, mostly because they have two heads.
Oh.
So you got
Thanks, it's
these
not.
two-headed, like large dogs or wolf-like creatures
Michael,
with
you
the
posted in the
Oh, we're
Michael,
dealing with those fuckers.
Michael, you posted in the wrong Discord.
I did. Oh, how's that? There we go. Delete and
I
jump over.
I feel like Nix will want one of these things.
I
Who
mean, you're
wouldn't?
pretty
It's
damn
two heads
cute.
of a doggy.
What was that, Nick?
Do you not see those teeth, bro?
Yes, I do.
Of course she wants it.
Ah, they're fluffy.
But they're evil fluffs.
Who gives a damn if they're evil?
You can
Uh,
tame a pup and
well, puppies, sure, but the dog said probably.
you know nothing, Jon Snow.
Shig, when it comes to the world of the evil, all you need to do is be bigger, better, and more powerful so you can dominate it and take control of it.
Or
Obviously, I
have
don't
its
want to be
weakness so you
evil.
can
So,
use that to control it.
So you got ogres and two-headed wolves, or mini Cerberuses, minus a head.
so
The
Ash just goes,
two-headed one had a
walks
different
up
name.
next to Pete, and he just looks at Pete and says, "Don't tell your boss this." And he creates his golden mind blade.
He just looks at you and gets a shocked look on his face, like, so you're like that other one, huh? Okay. I'm not judging. Just, you know, remember you're going to maybe die protecting your lord. And, oh
He's
yeah, try not to die.
if I die, would have been the first time I was told. I was told
Would not be the first time I was told I was probably going to die.
Is this an
keep knock,
Ogres?
keep knocking on Death's door, and Death just keeps kicking me back out. I don't know why.
The
From
what,
Greek
what?
mythology. Yeah, that.
I knew I
Somewhat
recognized you
based
from
off
somewhere.
it. The creatures are actually referred to as death dogs, which are magical two-headed wolves. Though descended from the mystical three-headed dog Cerberus, deck dogs certainly don't take well to guard duty. These dogs recognize and discerning effects of their two heads have on would-be prey, use that to fear to their advantage. Nighttime underground hunters, death dogs are roughly the size of large wolves, covered in thick black or dark gray fur, and they use that to hide and blend into dark surroundings. They are ruthless predators, death dogs, and those who travel in their territory learn to listen for the double barks that herald their pack's approach. So, two
Honestly,
headed underground pack dogs that like to blend into darkness.
so in other words, there are children. They are edgy emo teens of Cerberus, which is Spot.
I don't have to do what Daddy Cerberus tells me. I do what I want. I'm my own dog. I'm going out. I'm going to hang with my friends. So it is Sam's turn. Head hit the ground, no longer softness. Tent flap opens up and out waddles Doggy, and you're in there alone, laying down on the ground, starting to rouse to consciousness. What do you do's?
I get woken up with a thunk, and it was just like, ow, what? I will get up and get out of the tent to find out why I was awoken with my head going thunk on the ground so rudely.
You'll
So,
pretty much see Danielle near the fire drawing her weapon and staying back. You'll see Pete standing ready and Ash at his side, both of which have their mind blades out. And you'll see a host of looks to be two-headed grayish wolves and three ogres in hide, probably made from death dog hide, with blood markings on their shoulders and holding large clubs and having a pack of javelins at their side.
oh, Sam's looking at all this. This looks like trouble. Steps up
Just
to
saying.
Pete, draw a sword, because I can do that as part of the move action to draw a weapon. Because I have a base attack of more than one. Thank you very much.
And thankfully, most of you have light styled armor, so you can actually sleep in it.
We
So
have light or no armor.
you're pretty well off.
Yeah.
One
So
benefit of this party.
that's a move.
Okay.
A second move. Stand by. I'm double checking to see if I have a swift action that would be of use. I think all my shit's immediate actions though. Do 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 do. One moment. Excuse me. I wasn't sure if Sam would actually get woken up or not. Uh, oh. Ooh. I forgot about that and that and that. Uh. Oh. I forgot I had that too. I keep forgetting some of the
Mr.
shit I have
Mike,
equipped. Okay. Yeah, I'm done with my turn.
Cheek.
Mr. Michael, did you actually roll for the creatures? Because I don't see them on the initial order.
They are not in initiative yet. They're just kind of like watching. They haven't entered combat.
That's interesting.
That's pretty much how confident they are about this situation. They're three ogres big, and you got two women, a dog, a halfling, and some guy with a glowy sword. And they have six wolves that can tear glowy sword guy and women apart. It's like, okay, look, there's people camped there. Hmm. Hey, look, they're camped there. That's nice.
Oh, look, squishy. Let's eat them.
So now that it's been around, you guys have roused. They will be rolling initiative finally because they're like, oh, you're arming yourself. Oh, there's more of you coming out. More women, people with weapons. Okay, we will somewhat take this seriously. Haha.
Hee hee, ha ha, serious, ha ha.
Or probably not.
Ho-ho-ho. Off to battle we will go.
And they will be at a 12 as they take a negative one.
I forgot, yeah, they have shit for decks.
God, God, I hate my creature.
And the wolves are, even though they have better decks, will be going on their master's initiative because they haven't been told to attack yet.
Because
Although
they're
they're
pets.
growling and snaring and just looking. Pete's turn.
They're kind of like an extra. They're like, food, we want to eat. No, not yet. Aww.
Pete just looks over. We may need to get Lawrence up for this. Also, we may have to sacrifice someone. I leave it to you to make that call, Sam.
She's looking at them and was like, I will roll a knowledge check on death dogs, Michael. Is they're the only
Magical
ones
beast, so Arcana.
Oh, Arcana, you say?
Magical beast,
Arcana,
so
you say?
Michael, what have you done?
magical beast,
I think I know about them.
dark vision, low light, scent, two heads. They can trip with a bite, and their bite carries disease. So your traditional wolf, but with a second head and a disease effect,
Huh.
and and dark vision.
Well, ogres are easy. The problems are going to be the death dogs. Considering they can see in the dark and smell, they'll be able to track us no matter where we went, and I doubt we can outrun them.
And their disease has an incubation period of 1 day, and it hits you for a D4 strength and a D3 con.
Yeah, but lesser restoration can fix that.
Oh, I see. Twitch will work, but nothing else.
Me.
Assholes.
Pete just stands at the ready, total defense.
Oh,
With a,
Sam will yell out to Lawrence. It's like, Lawrence! Wake up! Or something's gonna eat you!
Maybe
uh,
he'll hear it.
I don't know.
where's my seat, sweet and extra? And he slowly starts to get up. Speaking of which,
Idiot.
Tria's turn.
Sam will give him a very short amount of time, and then she'll yell out, if you don't get up, and Nixer's gonna get eaten.
What does Doggo do?
Eat it.
Doggo is actually going to just ready action to go and have her turn after Sam because she needs to know what Sam's going to do.
So just delay him really till after Sam's turn, so you can have your
Yes.
full turn. Okay.
What's Sam gonna do? She's gonna let them bunch up and fuck them all up in one shot.
Yep. All right. Ogre's turn. Ogre will walk forward and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Double move up. Has club as he's dragging it across the ground. Picks it up and points it at Ash and says to him, "Little man, give woman and 2 horses and we'll spare your lives. Plus gold. Otherwise, clan will crush you and feed you to dogs. Women will go first. You get to watch."
Ash just looks over and is like, "You want me to give up my friends so I could live? I
One
ref-
woman, 2 horses, and money.
I
Clan
ref-
spare you.
I refuse."
Then you will get death. Which point the other ogres start picking up their clubs, get angry. The dogs start barking.
It should be noted that as soon as fucking Ingsira hears dog barking, she's gonna have to join in.
We can't howl right now, guys. Oh.
And at which point they will do their thing as the death dogs will move forward. And
Please
We
group
can
up.
beat
Please
them.
group up. Please group up.
Yes, please keep up.
Please group up so I can burning hands.
And I could cleave them too.
Oh yeah. Wait, did we? No, we didn't. Did we? Ah, hell. Testing.
hello.
Yes,
I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay.
And dogs will basically go on a charge and sprint up as they move with the speed of expected of a wolf as they come charging at you at fast speeds and will launch an attack. Thankfully, only one head gets an attack on a run. And first one will go against Sam.
God damn it!
21.
Yes.
Excuse me.
And next one, nope,
Yeah, no.
going against Pete. And 19 versus Ash.
Can I fuck it with my?
Come on, Perky.
No, I cannot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought you had a 17 AC.
Wait, I thought it did or did it go down?
Got some stat damage you didn't recover over the 3 days?
Yeah, I did. But I guess it's always been a 16. That's
Oh, I thought you had a 17.
oh
Oh
well.
well, maybe I'm misremembering.
Oh wait, I was probably thinking of Sheena on Monday because of what happened.
Mm, no. Whatever.
Okay, what's the damage? What's the damage, boss?
Let's see. First one with the 21 to hit Sam. That hits, right?
Yes.
So rolling damage as damage was dealt. So d6 plus 2, so that's 4 damage from a bite on Sam.
I'm gonna
And
reduce that by 2, so I only take the 2.
the other one is 1 plus 2, so 3 damage to Ash. Or Jonathan in this case, as the dog bites in. And of course, since Sam knows it's coming and stated it to the
Fergus.
group, I need fort saves for both of you to not contract the disease. We are good,
I resist your
Oh
bullshit.
no.
and we are good.
Oh,
In other words, don't let them near me. Got it.
oh yeah,
Your
you got
ready action
shit.
would trigger.
Oh, it has. It has, hasn't it? I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to Firefox now.
It's not that
Thankfully, with
much different.
poisons, it's save after a minute. With the disease, it's just one save and you're pretty much good. If you fail, then you gotta get 2 successful saves to get out of your hell.
Or I cast a spell and call it done.
Point blank.
Adds
Who
1
you
to
be
that.
attacking?
And guess what? It's living!
Yay! Psychic strike.
As long as she sets it.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Which you
say.
had to stand up and you had to ready and you summoned your blade so
Oh,
it's still in
true.
effect because you slept.
I can't fire that one, but I can hit that one.
You can hit that one that
I
comes
was
into
gonna say you
sight
can
and
hit any of these 3.
they all fall into point blank and they all have precise, so you don't have to worry about that.
So you have to pick which one.
So the only thing you have to worry about is -4 from cover from allies, but that's still a 20 with bonuses, making it like a 21 to hit the dogs, which only have a 15 AC, so you're
Hitting that one?
good.
Yeah.
And 14 damage, does that factor in the +1?
No.
No, it does not.
So point blank +1. Don't get sneak attacks. It's not flat-footed, and as mentioned, you don't get the psychic strike, but that does trigger your attack, and that will throw the longsword into the dog. It will howl from both heads and then drop, and the blade will then dissipate from its body. And that will also affect your initiative now, as Danielle is now above the baddies with her turn used.
Danielle's cracking her neck readying stuff.
Next turn, you can use a move action to psychically char.
Yep. I'm glad I told you that ahead of time.
Basically, if you can and you're staying still, you are.
Yes.
Ogres are still finishing up, so those attacks are done. So that brings to Lawrence. Lawrence will wake up and take his first turn getting ready, rolling out of the bed,
Give me
off
a
the
moment.
ground and standing up. And he'll be out next round. Ash's turn.
He's gonna attack the one next to Pete. And these are things are evil, so probably they're gonna take a +1 to damage if it.
They are neutral evil. So they are magically evil, and you are magically delicious.
I don't know. Would his race be magically delicious?
Everything's delicious to a wolf. Just at 7.
Sounds a dog.
his seven's not a wolf though.
Might as well
Dogs
be.
are a lesser breed of wolf, so.
I think that's one dead, two-headed dog thing.
And lop, and there goes a head, and it drops with a whimper.
And you don't have anything in range for your second attack.
Gotta
Too bad
move
you're not
action.
closer, otherwise. Too bad you're not closer, otherwise I would have just done a cleave. But yeah,
Oh,
You
I
can
forgot to do
psychically
this when
charge.
he began
that's the end of my
watching.
turn.
Oh wait, sorry. This is something else.
That's the end of my turn, Michael.
Okay. When it comes around, Sam.
All right. Going to swing at the one next to the tent first.
No cover to worry about because the tent's not a corner or anything.
Correct. I'm taking the 1 point from tower.
Full round.
Oh. Does a 13 confirm a crit?
No.
All right. Then that is just 7 damage from the first hit. Wait, hold it. Yeah, 7 damage.
All right.
Because it's not undead.
No. Not yet, at least.
And then the second attack. Does a 14 hit?
No.
Okay.
15 to hit. So that -1 into tower is kind of getting you.
Yeah, that's the only reason I missed.
Mm-hmm. Oh well. So one wounded pup, but a point dropped in there, and it is Seven's turn, which can take a point and come around to flank
Instant flank?
pretty easily. In either case,
I could
injured
go.
doggo or low life doggo
I'm going to go right here.
already
I can
injured.
do it, Chomps.
Flanking, and that hits. And damage will drop it, but you do get sneak attack, which almost would drop it outright also. So very dead sneak attacked dog by, or wolf technically, by dog. And you don't need 2 heads either to do it. 2 heads are not better than one. And Pete's turn,
Two
and
heads just mean you have more possibilities of making dumb choices.
swing, and will hit, and will deal 5 points of damage. Woohoo. As he cuts one of the dogs. And Danielle's turn, which I assume is
Eeny, meeny,
probably
miny, mo. One dog is still kicking. I'm going to throw.
charge, manifest, throw.
Hmm,
No.
that's fine.
Because we figured out they have a 15 AC.
And throw, and it dodges. Now, still charged, Just gonna have to bring up a new one. And Ogre's turns. Other ogre just walks over beside that one, and they just are standing and watching as Wolf will charge. Wolf will charge. First one against Sam will attempt to bite
Yes.
and will attempt to bite with other head.
Yes.
Oof.
Oh damn!
Uh,
10 plus
four
2 each
plus
is 14.
yep, 14 damage with two bites and two fort saves, please.
This is the drawback of having low HP.
Made and super made.
I'm good on the fort saves. I just
Yeah,
don't have the HP to tank.
a little rough, admittedly. Those
I'm a
two bites.
DPS, I'm a damage dealer when I have prep. Or she stops caring.
And against Tiny Man, misses. And against Ash. Ooh.
Ooh. Roll to confirm.
Oh,
Aw.
just a miss. Throws up that sword and blocks the two bites as they bite down the sword and jumps back.
Not today, dog.
Doesn't like the taste of your holy blade. Lawrence and
Tastes a little
comes
spicy.
waddling out. What's going on?
Took you long
Where's
enough.
Anixtria and what's with the weird dogs? Is the clan in town or something attacking people? Just
Well,
buy them
they want to
off.
eat your Onyxra. They said
What
hand her
now?
over.
No. Uh-uh.
Die,
As Lawrence
die,
will
die,
turn and go
die, die.
back into the tent and start ruffling through his stuff.
Oh
They said
my
hand over the women.
God.
Ash is gonna attack the one in front of him
I hope that-
using his, and I'm gonna do move action to charge my was it psionic strike.
Yes.
1d8. Let's see if it'll kill it.
See if you can hit. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Can you hurt the thing? I think it's super dead.
It's very super dead, and then I turn and cleave on this one.
Puppy go bye-bye. He's not even doing his charge. And swing through the fences.
Oh!
Oh.
At least it wasn't a. At least it wasn't.
That's just 13 on a d20. That is not a confirmed fumble.
Thank God, because yeah, he's got a high base attack. I was like, oh, thank God, that's
That
13 on
that
the
that,
dice.
that could have been
Nice.
bad, yo. That could have been bad.
And swings, and or Lawrence comes back and goes, why is Pete's head missing?
He got in the way. He forgot to duck.
Well, I mean, if Pete does die, all you gotta do is finish off Lawrence, and you guys are good.
That's the end of my turn.
So done there. Sam's turn. Gotten a couple bite marks on you, unfortunately.
I don't like that.
No, not
Minus 1
pleasant
from
at all.
tower. 14 to hit will miss.
Yeah. Again, that 1 point. Ouch.
Oh no, Bill's
That'll
curse is
hit.
up. Oh, there you go. I was gonna say, oh no, Bill's
8
curse is rubbing
damage
off
to
you.
Doggo.
2 life left.
Well, I was gonna have 0 lives next once this 7's turn.
Oh yeah, Seven's gonna just take that nice little 5-foot step to flank with Pete, and that dog's gonna go dead.
Yeah. See, y'all are rocking magical weapons effectively. I'm not.
You are the magic weapon.
It is masterwork though, right? At least
Yes.
you are getting the +1 to hit.
I'm getting the +1 to hit. I'm not getting the bonus to damage.
It'd be bad if you didn't have
Very
that
bad.
+1 to hit, and that's what you're missing because of it.
Uh,
But yeah,
That would be a 20.
actually, I
instead of
think
a
I am missing
21.
the +1 to hit.
you're not factoring it in.
I don't think I am.
Adam,
I am not factoring it in.
that's 2 hits. That means 2 dogs could have basically been down or almost
I
1.5.
know. I was
Bad
like,
on
wait a
you.
minute. Wait a minute. Do I? Oh shit, I don't.
Well,
Whoops.
thankfully, the dog brings up your shortcomings and guts a second wolf.
Yeah.
And right down the back, and blood everywhere, and dog tumbles over. Nixia to the rescue. And Pete's turn.
Pete, get stabby with it.
Ooh. Uh,
Critical threat. Not confirmed, I don't think.
nope. It's like, yay! And minimum damage. 2 points.
This is why you make your dogs take levels in Rogue.
Everything's better with your companion when they flank and have, rogue levels.
Yes.
That's what Sam does. She doesn't have levels in Rogue, but she does do the flanky.
And
Hey,
of
and she's
course, you
been
have the
putting points in the
amulet.
tower unlike
Oh,
somebody.
are you guys applying the amulet of
Oh
teamwork?
my god, I'm an idiot because I'm not. That's supposed to be a +8. Jesus Christ. Fucking shoot me.
You're also not
Actually,
doing
don't.
tower either.
If you want to, I can throw javelins at you through the ogres.
No!
I just came. I just came back to hear javelins through ogre.
She forgot to apply the amulet of teamwork, which gives her bonuses when flanking. So it would have been more damage and other bonuses. And she's like, "Oh shoot me! I didn't apply that." I was like, "Oh god, ogres can throw javelins."
Yeah. She's not doing teamwork either, which could be giving Sam the one, both her and Sam 1 point
Actually,
of
no, I
AC.
stated that was supposed to be a 20 instead of a 21.
Oh, okay. Which means this next round I can actually get the 1 point of AC.
Yes.
Didn't have to really move, and that brings it to Danielle.
There's a
Oh,
doggo.
boy. Let's see if I can hit this one. Although I was originally planning on
Charge, summon, and 3
aiming
offensive.
for one of the big fuckers, but
You'd have to
whatever.
move.
Yeah.
They're just standing there watching. Two of them got their clubs up. The other one has it sitting on the ground, basically just dragging along behind him. They just haven't moved. They're just standing and watching.
Yeah, I think that's a hit.
Yep. And the damage says what?
8, I think.
8.
Yeah.
Don't forget your 1d8 if you apply the thing.
Roll 1d8. Not bad.
13, which it has 13, so it's at 0, still standing.
Impressive little shit, aren't ya?
If it tries to attack us, it dies.
Fact.
Starts to bleed out. And it's going to attack, which at 0, it's reduced to just a standard action, so it can only get 1 bite, which it will attempt at Pete. And fail. Pete's had 3 attacks at him and all have missed.
Halflings are lucky.
Pretty much. And it will drop to -1 and start dying.
It probably just jumps on Pete's trying to bite, and it misses, and it's now on top of Pete's, like not moving.
Little help here.
Nice job, little guy.
I think it landed on my sword.
Oof.
Which point then the ogre 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 move up. Looks over all dead bodies, lets out a scream, and then slams his club against the ground. This not fun. Pet's dead. You not worth this. We leave. And they just turn and start walking off as their two sort of give you dirty looks.
I'm kind of curious of what's gonna happen next turn because next is Lawrence.
And here comes Lauren.
Aha! Where are they going? Where's Pete? I have the stick.
Ash just looks over.
He's
It's
just
over.
holding this little curved stick in his hand.
Ash just, it's over.
Danielle's
And Sam's
trying-
gonna reach down and pick up Pete, stand him up.
Danielle's trying not to laugh and is moving the body, or at least trying to. Cause that's why.
But what am I supposed to? But I was gonna show Nixia how I could. But
And
I got
Nixia
up
is
and-
actually like partially chasing after the ogres barking at them.
Leave alone. Go away. We sad. Call dog off. Mean. There's
And
no
Nixra,
fun.
dinner is served.
And the next year I'll come back and start eating the death dog.
Danielle is going to start cutting one open, mostly just to see what's inside.
Aside from the second head, they're kind of like a regular dog.
All right, she starts taking them and preparing to cook them.
Little lame,
As
but
Okay.
dispels his weapon and just
I will
piles them.
need one fort save from you and one from Anixia for eating the disease-ridden dogs that haven't been cooked yet due to disease.
Oh, I'm not eating them raw.
No, but you're cutting them open and exploring and getting their blood on you and touching their diseased bodies.
Um,
So you will need a fort save for your curiosity.
as for Sam, she will
Now,
switch
once you
rings.
cook them, that'll take care of any disease or infection, and you can enjoy.
I think Anexra's fine. She's been learning to eat film.
Both of you are good. Apparently, you don't expose yourself or any open wounds to any of their blood or tissue or anything, so you don't contact anything. Uh, as Shig said, Anixia has apparently built up immunity.
We did it
Hey,
on the
after you've had zombie ogre, you can handle a disease-ridden dog. Come on.
Once you have zombie, there's no going back.
Yeah.
You.
Sam will heal herself up and then go around making sure all the doggos are actually dead.
Pete will thank Danielle and Sam for assistance of getting the dog off him, and then he'll walk over to his master and tell him, "It's okay, sir. You can go back to sleep. Next year it's fine," and they're leaving. Oh, okay, yes, quite. Matters were handled by those who are supposed to watch over their betters. Excellent. Back to sleep I go then. And he'll just sort of walk off a little deflated back to his tent holding the stick.
Ash just goes over to Pete and asks him like, "What was that stick exactly?"
Oh, Master's capable of using scrolls and wands, so it's probably something that he was planning on channeling magic through, and one of many things. I don't know. He keeps quite a few on him, either blowing them up, burning
Uh,
them up, lighting them up, or something.
hmm. Could have been useful a long time ago, but oh well.
Sometimes it takes the appropriate amount of situational action to spur a noble to put their own life on the line or jump out to help individuals. As Pete looks past you, as Anixia is in animal form chowing down on the throat of the other wolf to step. Oh my! Looks back at you. To step up and and come to the aid of those they care about.
Was that comment actually you, Michael, or was it the character?
Character. That's him choking back, not throwing up, as basically tearing out the throat of that dog and blood pouring out. It's like, oh, oh
Yeah.
god.
I
Anyways, and what about those? And what about those? Should we be worried about those ogres? And at least
Oh,
anytime in the near future.
they may come back for some revenge, but usually they just collect taxes from people, do slave trades from those they extort, and occasionally kill. But if it's not in their best interest or worth it, then they'll leave you alone. Considering that you killed six of their pets and hunting dogs, you're probably not worth a second assault anytime soon.
I just let out a lot a sigh of relief. Thank goodness for that.
Monsters that are slavers on this island. Well, they gotta
Well,
make a living somehow.
if they come back, they better do so even sneakier, because if they give us any warning, it's gonna go even worse.
Well, it's an ogre. I mean, they don't have a lot of sense, but they've learned that instead of eating people, they can sell them to other people and buy lots of food or buy horses and eat larger food stuff. You kind of get the point
Yeah.
as Pete kind of stops.
So, once finished making sure all the bodies are dead, she'll kind of move said um, dead doggos away from the camp a little ways, dragging them by the tail and just
Oi, I'm working on one here.
You've got yours. That one's got that. There's others I can get rid of.
There were six of them, so there's four to be disposed of while you're having your dissection of this grisly, deep underground dwelling wolf with two heads.
Besides
As
which,
people try to help out, best sort of get the feet off the ground.
I'm just dragging them by the tail for the most part. It's just like, pfft, I ain't messing with the rest of this shit. But once you're done, it's up to you to clean up the mess. Because if you leave it next to the camp, it might attract other things in the night.
Oh, trust me, I'll take care of it.
Good.
I mostly am just curious.
I can tell you most of what you might want to know.
Are they edible?
They're disease carriers, so yes, but no. You got to be very careful when doing it. Make sure you cook it very thoroughly. And I'm not sure about the taste. Probably won't taste very good.
Everybody looks over at Seven chowing down. As it's probably opened the rib cage at this point, it's chowing down on some of the organs, and there's just slop all over the ground.
Danielle is taking out all the organs and handing them to Nixia.
I don't think there's much handing to a dog.
True.
It's called presenting.
Offering.
That is true. At which point, once half of the carcass has been, like, eaten, Michael, she will save the rest for in the morning.
That if it doesn't rot by the morning.
It'll be a little bit foul smelling, and we'll have collected some flies and such, but
I was gonna say, you say that like it's going to
Yeah,
stop
I
that
know.
Think of who you're talking about.
Yeah, that too. To
I know
her,
in
that's a season.
character you don't know exactly who it is, but out of character you damn well do.
Yeah, yeah, out of character. That's just. It's just aged overnight. That's all.
Pretty much.
It's like a good wine.
Oh my god. It's fucking Twitch from League of Legends.
I laugh at you and then I say bad.
you guys are lots of bad.
Yeah, nothing new there.
True.
Well, the rest of your night will be uneventful as you happen to drive the slavers, as they can't make a deal with you and they can't force you to surrender or have their fun, and the cost is too much, so they decide to abandon. You're able to get the rest of your sleep, able to reset spells, recover your hit dice and life, and morning will roll around.
Yay, because I didn't use any spells.
As Nixtria goes to chow down, Lawrence will stop her just for a moment, asking if she will please halt her actions, as the meal is not properly presented for a lady of your quality. And then he'll pull out a wand, wave it over it, and he will basically purify the remaining of the carcass, pretty much removing it of disease and rotting nature, making it edible without the chance of you getting sick. That way you can fully enjoy your meal. We'll just sit by you and watch.
Sam just kind of snickers at the fact he's using that, considering who it is, and then goes back to ignoring him.
Wouldn't want her to get an upset stomach and puke on the ride or get sick from the diseased remains. So, let her be
I
able to enjoy it
understand
at
why
its
he's doing it. Sam's laughing because it's 7. He doesn't need to.
does prevent another fortitude save at least. So
Well, even if she contracts it, it's like, I'm not feeling good, Sam. Okay, fix. Because Lesser Restoration fixes that, if I remember correctly.
just ability damage only.
Oh.
You'd have to do like remove disease.
Oh, that's
or
right.
something.
Later editions rolled it in. Oh, well.
Yeah, I think they simply removed lesser restoration and made it into like regular restoration, or they took some of the aspects of restoration and added it onto lesser
Yeah.
in those later editions.
They kind of rolled it together with other stuff.
To where like lesser restoration could remove like fatigue and some poison effects and some diseases.
It removed the
Kinda
status of poisoned, not the effect of being poisoned.
No.
I wonder if I would be able to tame one of these. Hmm.
Kind of hard. It's already dead.
Well, I know that, but imagine this on a ship.
Lesser restoration,
I
dispels
doubt
any
it'd be able to swim
magical
as well as 42.
you ability
Maybe if you
scores, cures
maybe if you can
abilities,
find one that's a
and does remove
puppy, fine.
fatigue.
Hmm.
Exhaustion goes down to fatigue, but does not. So it can lessen exhaustion to fatigue, removes fatigue, can remove a magical effect that reduces an ability point, and can cure 1d4 point. So does a few
Uh,
things.
it should probably duly be noted that Anixtra is still in her doggy form.
Meh. Sam's used to it. Doesn't think twice about it.
He has seen you shift forms.
At which point Lawrence will let Pete pack up the tents.
Get
Yes, thank you.
everything packed up, ready to go. Eat the morning
And as the
goodberry.
rest are enjoying their meal, as Lawrence will just get up calmly while Nixia's chowing down, and Ash and Danielle help Pete out, I assume, with the other 10, keep watch.
Yep.
Lawrence will just get up and walk over to Sam or at the way and be like, "Oh, the horse is almost ready, rested, and all that."
Yes.
He'll conjure up some water for them to drink up. They'll be grazing on the grass. And then he'll grab you by the arm and take you behind the wagon and go, "We need to talk now.
Oh, and what about?
Quiet now." And
I'll
he
go
will take
with.
you over to the side wagon and he'll let go of you and just sort of like straighten his shirt, take a breath.
Hmm.
So, Nixia is a wonderful lady,
Mm-hmm.
very interesting, very
Mm-hmm.
well suited for myself, I may say so.
Mm.
I find you to be a little difficult to deal with, but understanding of my desires, and I am very accepting of what your demands are of me.
Mm-hmm.
But you travel with two witches.
What is your definition of a witch in these lands?
You've been here before, you know customs and everything. They are magically conjuring stuff with they are magically conjuring stuff without the use of magic. They are basically witches and warlocks.
Actually, warlocks do magic differently. They get their
I
powers
know what
through.
a warlock is. I've seen one burnt and try to fight back against guards.
Yes. And I've seen one get killed and eaten.
So you know what one is too.
I know what a
Then
warlock is. I know what a witch is. And I know what those
those are
two
not
are.
wizards or sorcerers, if I must define the matter further, and they are not clerics. They use some
Correct.
other form of magic which is seen as taboo. And if someone
Theoretical.
of the priesthood were to notice them, they would be brought up in charges, and all those associated would also face the gallows. Surely you know this by traveling in these lands.
Yes.
I
But if I
assume that
remember
you
correctly, you said you threw your lot in with us. You were willing to work with us to get this job done.
I could care less of what associates you keep. I am more concerned of my lady having her cute little head hanging from the gallows. Because although my head may be protected by my position and my name may be slightly smirched, I would not be able to protect any of you. In fact, Pete would be on the gallows. And as lovely as he is, he would have to go there. So, discretion, as he put his hands up, my dear, near your face, important. What actions they take around me, fine. The ogres, dim witted and aren't aware of customs. They just know they can get money and function as slavers for slave traders to make meat. But people
Correct.
would
And I've
have
already taken measures to
issues.
worry about and handle that.
I see they carry regular weapons, which for guards, smart to be armed.
And they're proficient with them too.
Also very important, so they look competent.
Correct.
But like I said, I could care less. My focus is
Exactly.
elsewhere. I'm just making sure that you are aware that we are heading to a city, that the priesthood does travel around with the guards, and that people notice things.
And as long as no abilities are used.
They are fine.
Exactly.
Just making sure that you are aware of that and that they understand discretion.
Oh, they've already seen a witch be taken care of at the stake. They're aware.
Good.
They know their heads are on the block.
Women have their place in society. Certain magics not quite allowed by those of their lessers. Slaves know their positions. Servants obey their masters. And those who don't fall into the proper category of magic are punished. And those who don't have license and perform activities are also punished.
Exactly. Which is why, since I don't have a mercantile license, all of it's done through you who does
Yes,
have one.
yes, yes. You're rubbing it in and you're making sure I understand. I am well aware of what my lady wants, and she would like to go shopping. And you have probably
Okay,
pushed
back.
that on her, and you're making me aware.
Correct. I'm also making you aware of the fact I am aware of what the requirements for mercantile activity are, which is why I'm not doing it.
Very well. I don't speak of your witches and warlocks, and I help you out with this, and we're even.
And I let you have time
Gotcha.
with her. Even split deal. I see no problems.
He just runs his hands through his hair, just slicking it back, taking a breath. Looks slightly disgusted, more so at you letting him spend time with her. Just puts his hands outside. Fine, Sam. We have a deal. I will uphold my end. You will uphold yours. All will be happy with your associates and none the wiser. You will have your lady paraded to shops where things can be exchanged by her and me
Of course.
alone. And I will have my time with her.
Of course.
Very well then. Shall we see to the other then as he gets back into character? Pete,
Certainly.
how are things going?
Red flag, warning, bro. Walruses, danger, bro. Walruses, danger.
It's Lawrence. You figured this out by now?
I have figured it out by now with the way he's talking.
I figured it out a while back.
All right, let's see.
Listen checks for Ash
Okay, okay.
and for Estella.
I've already rolled mine. Do you want me to roll again?
No, you are fine. As you guys were loading the
Ooh.
equipment onto the wagon, you're close enough by, so you do on the other side of the wagon as you're helping Pete and loading up the tents onto the top, and so we're getting. You're overhearing the raised voices and the conversation, and you hear the full conversation.
She's holding her tongue.
So apparently, psionics in this society, at least on the eastern side of the continent, with the human kingdom, is if it ain't arcane, it ain't divine, it's not defined as magic. It's something other natural and unnatural, and thus kill it.
This isn't natural. It's not like I was born with it or anything. She'll be murmuring this stuff in Aquan.
Ash could. You don't have to understand what she was saying. He knows that she's frustrated, so he pats her on the shoulder.
Yeah. Uh, Sam will get with Ash while loading up and say, "Hey, Ash,
Yeah,
don't use the glowy."
I won't use the glowing anymore.
Yeah, because apparently that's enough to get you and us all killed. Which is what I figured it would, but, Lawrence was kind enough to confirm that.
Imagine Europe when the church had all the power and decided what happened.
More like
That's
when
what
the
the
witch
priesthood
hunts were
is
in
in
full
this
effect.
kingdom. And psionics isn't granted power by the gods or learned by arcana. It just is. So that's a threat to their power.
because they can't
So
control it.
Oh god, and the magical. Hey, want to know how I got my power? Is he because of magical talking bug gave me bad power? Oh, so he confers it. It was a demon.
oh, he's possessed, and he uses magic from the demons. This man has confessed to his actions. Okay, burn him at the stake. Pretty much, priesthood's thoughts on it. Oh, you don't worship the gods? Oh, you don't get your powers from them? Oh, you haven't gone to one of the academic schools to learn magic? Oh, sorcerers? Oh, that was learned from some master you traveled with? No, no, none of that? No, you use something that doesn't fall in that category? Oh, you know what the answer is to that? A nice staking or execution. Let's go.
Get on a ship.
Lydia, you're the one who to blame. You started.
Backward society. But apparently you can get away with it around Lawrence because he is tolerating you guys for Nixtria, but in the presence of normal folks, it's just not right. So
I
if you
don't
do
know
run across
you.
people, make sure you at least kill them so they can't talk.
Yeah, no witnesses.
So in other words, he's just putting. We're just lucky so far.
In other words, execution for those who witness.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sam will
Loose lips sink
also
ships.
mention this to Danielle. She doesn't know Danielle's already overheard it, though.
Mhm. Danielle will just slightly raise an eyebrow as a not like as a rude response or anything like that, but one of those like I've overheard it looks.
Sam, being dense, will not really understand the eyebrow other than, okay, I get it.
Danielle responds, I overheard you too.
Ah, well then, one other conversation to have. As, before everything's finished up, she'll also get with Pete.
Yeah, but carriage.
As, she gets with Pete. Hey, Pete,
Yes.
about the fight last night. We
Uh-huh.
all wielded swords, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Only steel swords, right?
I saw weapons used that the individuals carry on them to slay and defend the Lord and his lady.
Excellent. I've already discussed it with Lawrence. Just wanted to make sure you were on the same page.
I'm dedicated to what my Lord wants.
All right. Then let's
So
get your
getting you
lord to
all
town.
killed means getting Anixria killed, so that's not what Lawrence wants, so and Pete's devoted to him, so yeah, you don't have to worry about him going behind your back and ratting you out. I saw demons! I saw demon people!
At least the driver died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about the driver. Oh, you guys say, oh my god, you're trying with monsters.
Well, that's one loose end they
Would
don't
you
have to
please
worry
take the
about.
driver out back and help him calm down?
Well,
No, he just got swarmed by Hallerwas and was stung to death and mauled.
It's a damn good thing that I have quick draw for other things too.
hey, you're proficient with a short sword, and Sam deliberately gave you a magical one.
Yeah, but might be magical, but I don't get anything out of it.
So?
Don't sell me!
You
So,
think Sam can use her powerhouse abilities here?
oh, let me just drain the magic out of that item. What did you just do to that magical item? Oh shit. Burn the wind!
Yeah, guess what? Most of my really good abilities that are support based, I can't use.
Oh, so you no longer can do your devouring ability, can you?
The one I haven't been able to use yet, yeah.
Half one of his classes is basically useless here. Can't use artificing abilities.
Well, I can, there just can't be any witnesses.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I'm glad I'm a druid.
You're lucky.
I
Which,
I will.
honestly, I actually might be able to pass off some of the artificer stuff, considering it is using magic, it is doing all that. It's dwarven magic.
Depends if it's off continent. Some people may be curious, want to do it for research, secretly, or other stuff and understand that it's from a different kingdom. Other people may look at it as forbidden or demonic
Yeah,
and may not want nothing to do with it because if they detect it's like, oh, it's magical. But why is it not showing up as arcane? Well, it's divine. No, no, it's not divine either. What? How's that possible? Is
it,
someone hiding its aura? No, no, it's not. What is this? Answer us, lady. So
it's
yeah,
using the raw
Sam.
magic of the world. It's a technique I learned from dwarves. You take the raw magic that exists in the air, and then you manipulate it and wield it into a spell.
Probably something you want to be a little cautious with.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to say shit about it. It's one of those,
But yeah,
if something happens, if it gets caught, then she'll just blame it on the dwarves because the only instructors and teachers she had were dwarves,
them doofs.
and she hasn't seen a whole lot of dwarves around here, so she can probably get away with that.
And you guys will hop up in the wagon and carry on as you go down the main road.
On the
And you
road
will travel for
again.
most of the day, at which point you will reach a small, like, roadblock. Looks like a 3-foot wall and two armed guards.
Mm.
Being in security guard mode, Sam will
Pete,
do as appropriate.
Pete will ask you, go ahead and stop the wagon when you get up there.
Once we get up there, I will stop the wagon.
One of the guards will come walking up. Hail! Where do you travel from?
Sam just looks at Pete.
Pete looks at you. We came from Glittenberg and are headed to the port city on behalf of my lord. Oh, and who do you serve, little man? Oh, no one of notable importance. You know, just my lord. Uh huh. May I see your paperwork? Oh, of course, of course.
Damn.
Actually, they're going to Glittenberg. You guys came from Burpulp. My apologies.
Rinse and reverse.
Yes. Overlap name for other one. And Pete will reach into his jacket and hand over some paperwork. And they'll look over, and the guard will just sort of look over at their card. Um, yeah, hand back over the paperwork. Carry on, of course. Welcome back. Uh, we are pleased to see your lord is traveling fairly along our roads. Oh, thank you. These are some other individuals, not of importance. Oh, of course. Acquaintances of your lord. Carry on. Thank you. And he'll just give Sam motion to move along.
And I will move the wagon along as directed.
Danielle's looking out the window, watching.
They'll catch a glimpse of Danielle and they'll just sort of give you a bow.
She sticks her head back in there, very suspicious. The sense motive was to see if this was like some sort of setup for a bandit attack.
No, pretty much just a checkpoint on the roads to
I
collect tolls and fees and watch out for bandits.
And watch out for ogres.
Well, I think they're ogres we don't need to worry about.
Ogres wouldn't attack the guards. Not worth it. In fact, sadly, guards work for the city, which the ogres sell to slaves to some of the merchants, which the guards look the other way because they get paid. So they're kind of all in it together.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. It's like, well, there we go. Don't have to pay for that checkpoint. Don't have to have people investigated too thoroughly or too many questions asked of outsiders. Good to know people in high places. As Pete just looks at Sam with a smile.
Indeed.
After all, we're going to a city named after my lord, so yes. No problem.
I was concerned about that.
At which point you will continue down the road for some length. You'll see one or two caravans on the side of the road camped at the middle of the day, just resting their horse and everything. People just be like, keep going, pay them no mind. One individual sort of give you like a nod on the side of the road. The rest will just sort of ignore you. It looks like mercenaries with armed weaponry, and their little wagon seems to be open in the back, and several bodies thrown in the back.
Corpse collectors.
Yeah.
Bring out your dead!
Dong.
At which point you will make progress, and it starts to get later in the afternoon toward the evening time as the sky is clear, clouds are gone, it is sunny but pleasant breeze. There are several trees along the path, but mostly you're just sticking to the main road, which is dirt. And Pete does get a little bit nervous toward the evening time as you see him kind of looking around, sort of trying to figure out exactly where you are.
Problems?
Oh, just realizing that where we're at and where we need to be for shelter and all.
Mm,
Uh, say it's probably later in the evening, one would think, as you see the sun getting low, probably about 5. Mm. Next inn is probably about 5 hours away. It's gonna be dusk by then. Can't really travel by night. Really can't afford to stop either.
we can travel at night, it's just not recommended.
Oh no, no, we couldn't travel at night. We'd put the Lord and uh, your your ladyship in danger as he kind of tries to act appropriately about the situation, knowing already, of course, you're in charge. Seems to be getting a little flustered. Well, maybe if we push the horses, we get there by 2, make it about 8. Maybe some risk.
What is the concern?
Uh, Night travelers.
Uh, a problem this close to town?
Uh, a little town way station. They don't attack settlements, but anything on the road is fair game from the sky.
From the.
Hunting parties and such
From the sky.
from the sky.
Oh boy.
Yeah, ogres aren't the worst things to deal about.
I can think of quite a few nasties that can come from the sky. Which ones particular should I be worried about?
The foul wing and their owners.
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 Oh my. What types of
Yes,
creatures should we be expecting?
one's the size of this wagon.
Hmm. She's basically going to convince him to describe it, Michael.
He will do his best to describe it. It seems like he's never really seen one other than like shadows in the sky of what he thinks one is. But ideally, he sort of describes a squatty, fat, bloated, almost like toad like creature the size of a wagon with like a 20-foot wingspan and possibly about 8 foot tall, with bright red eyes and a long nose like an anteater with 3 maws.
Mm-hmm. Is that enough for me to roll a knowledge check, or is it enough to know that he doesn't have a clue?
It's very vague. It's basically like, oh yeah, and I hear they have like long noses and 3 mouths attached in. They're supposed to have beaming red eyes, fat like a toad, 4 legs, massive wings, bigger than this carriage, and dark skin. Apparently, like wiggly little growths on the back, almost like hairs, but little tentacles and stuff that stick up. And they just like swoop down and swallow up small halflings and drink their blood, almost like vampires.
The
So
skeptical
if
look is
you
still
have,
there.
you can make a check with a penalty. It would be um, knowledge
Oh
falls
God.
for aberrations.
Aberrations, dungeoneering. Okay, he's probably gonna fail.
I'm sorry, mate. My thing was
Um,
being slow.
that's 18 plus then minus whatever penalty there is.
Foul wings, you've heard of them, although, yeah, basically, general description doesn't do them a whole lot of justice, but sounds pretty accurate from hearsay and book descriptions from your knowledge. Uh, Large, fat, bloated creatures like toads, three mauls, massive wingspans, larger than a carriage or two horses, flies down, massive weight, but you can't really pin down anything. Basically, unnatural creatures is what comes to mind, massive flyers. And something that can command something like that, probably not much better and could easily be ridden. So at least it's not a Wavering.
Yeah, at least
Although, at least that you may have more knowledge on.
that I didn't know how to fight.
This, you're like, okay. Little guy's apparently very scared of very big things.
Yeah, don't entirely blame him. Because based on the size description, he'd be edible.
Yes.
Easily edible.
Hmm.
Uh huh. So, in that case, Pete, shall we make haste or should we find a place to hide?
Looks around, you see forested area off in the distance, but Pete is against going in the forest. As he basically hints, that's where they dwell.
So then, haste? So we can
Ask.
arrive to safety a little bit sooner.
Yes, pick up pace would be good. So you choose to push the horses,
Yes, encourage
and
them to go a little, somewhat faster. We're not going to do an all-out run.
so you go to hustle the horses along and pushing them for 2 hours, and they will become fatigued on that second hour, unable to hustle. As you can
Ooh.
see, a fortified town with wooden and a wooden gate and stone walls going up about 7 foot, and a settlement. Looks about 13 houses, two entrances, one going in and one going out, with the road going right through the town. And it has like four large towers, pretty much a nice little fortified structure. And it's about 30 minutes out, and you're basically setting in darkness now that you're traveling. The only guiding light is the town.
Well, I can make some light. I just don't know how long this spell lasts.
And I will need spot checks from you guys outside. Everyone is entitled to listen checks.
Would this be before or after I make some light?
This will be as you're basically coming up on that last little 30-minute ride toward it.
Okay.
As the horses are basically a little bit less than trotting, but you're trying to push them along, but they're kind of tired. It's
Can't
like, come
push
on,
them too
I don't care
hard.
if you're fatigued. Please hurry. We're so close.
Yeah. Periodically, Michael, I'm gonna activate dancing lights. I can cast it. It lasts for up to a minute. Um, gives a little bit of light. Four lights resemble lanterns or torches, so that's enough to give us some light. So that will be something I'm doing periodically.
Just to gauge you're still on the road and you're still traveling along.
Yes, I can do six of them. It's 30 minutes to get there, so probably like every 4 minutes.
Fair enough.
Because I'm assuming for that last little bit of stretch, like the last like 6 minutes, it'd be easy to see because of the lights from town.
Sure thing.
So there's that. Now I will roll my spot. Ha ha!
Yeah, you can't miss them.
I'm on track.
So you will see them. Unfortunately, Nixria will not hear them from inside the wagon.
Oh, the only question is, I see them. What is a them? If you say
You
werewolf, I'm gonna be annoyed.
you see basically you're traveling along with your light. You happen to pop it up at the 11-minute mark along the 30 minutes, so you're halfway almost to town as you're pushing those tired horses, and you're popping up your lights, and then you see a large shadow cast over the horses and in front of you.
Oh no.
I'll
And you
call
look
out.
up and you see a 20-foot wingspan of one thing flying over you and kind of like doubling back around, and you see another one behind the wagon flying lower, coming closer in.
Bang on the
And
wagon.
get
We've got
the rest.
company!
All right, she comes right out with bow and arrows drawn.
Ash takes out the sword, just the regular long sword, and she comes out of the wagon.
Well, the wagon's not stopping, by the way.
Oh, he just had the sword out there.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't say I stopped the wagon. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Just as a notion, Inxira is going to essentially be taking off all the jewelry that she needs to, popping into her doggy form, and putting it back on.
There's only one thing you'd have to swap.
The rings.
Uh huh.
Yep.
Which I'm assuming Lawrence would be more than willing to help you with.
I
Tell
would
him
hope
to,
so.
you tell him to hold these. He's like, okay,
And then presents paws.
anything for you, dear. And oh, you're back in that form again. Does that mean you're going to bring out some more blood?
And at this point, Seven is actually going to spill the beans and be out like, how about you, and Imascari. And respond to him.
You can talk in that form.
Sort of.
What'd it say?
I don't know. Sam's the only one that understands.
That's gonna annoy him even more.
Should we roll initiative or not, Michael?
Why does Sam know? I'm curious. What does Sam have over you? Why are you giving me your paw? Oh, of course. Here, put that on that. Put that on that one.
Why are you? Oh, okay, I get it. I get it.
We're fighting a dragon?
No.
Hmm. Disappointment.
Don't be too
No,
disappointed.
I mean,
It's
it's
plenty
more of a-
dangerous.
yeah, but with a dragon, they at least have. You can make some sense towards it.
Eh, you're a lesser life form. Why would it care what you say?
what you get
Well,
to see is basically, even though the picture of it does kind of cover it up a little bit, you see basically that.
Hmm?
Considering that that thing is
Ew,
huge
what is-
size, actually, those little
Oh,
wiggles are on its back,
I think I
and if you look
remember
at its
this.
mouth, it ends in three little teeth there, three little mouths.
I think I vaguely remember this.
Nasty little bugger. So that thing with a 20-foot wingspan, two of those are coming up behind as they're flapping along.
Add a character? I think I remember those.
They're kind of nasty. Thankfully, one of their abilities only works upon small-styled creatures only.
The one that
Which,
requires
if
it a
you're
small amount.
small, then you kind of get hit by them while they crush you and then drain your con.
Oh,
Anyone else
Condrain,
just
wonderful.
Oh,
anyone
God.
else doesn't really have to worry about those two effects because it only works against smaller-sized creatures. Instead, they just got to worry about their attacks and their other attributes.
Annoying and annoying.
They don't
What
seem
is
to
it?
fly too well as they're almost like gliding after you.
What are these things called, Michael?
Foul wings.
Foul wings?
Foul wing.
Oh, foul wing.
Like a foul ball or like a bird.
Okay.
Sucks I can't use
They're
those
they're
abilities.
aberrant creatures. And they are yet again also very evil.
Evil.
Although I can't use my mind blade right
Evil.
now.
But you can't use your fucking sword.
At which point you are carrying along at a decent speed trying to stay ahead of them as best you can. And I will need a handle animal from Sam to keep the horses going. Uh, Unfortunately, those horses are basically slowing down due to fatigue. So instead of you pushing them at like a double move as a hustle, they've kind of slowed down to a 20, whereas these things are flying at a speed of 30. So they are starting to catch up to you as, come on, roll. As you're about making our 5 minutes worth of time. So you're at 16, about 14 minutes away from that entrance to that town, and they are gaining on you.
How far out are they, Michael? Distance?
Right there at this point.
Okay.
So, over the course of 5 minutes, they have begun to close the gap with that 10-foot increased speed as they're flying poorly, kind of like flapping their wings occasionally, mostly just gliding as they're kind of keeping their distance but moving in a little closer and a little closer, edging
I'm
in.
actually going to engage them at longer distance. At long distance.
That's okay. There's not just two at this point. There's two more at 100 foot out, and there's one about 70 feet above you and pulling ahead of the wagon.
I have a 700-foot range.
So there are five of these buggers.
I'm going to hand the reins to Pete and say keep it going straight for town. Don't
It's a
stop.
decent ride check with the police with them being exhausted, so he can keep them on the road and going, but they're still only moving at the speed they're moving.
That's fine. Because, Michael, I'm using Milf's acid arrow.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to go after the one above. Because you said it's pulling ahead. I don't like that.
70 foot, it's just kind of like trying to pull ahead of you guys.
Well, I'm going to discourage said individual. Let me see. This is ranged touch attack. 16 touch.
16 touch against the beastie. Considering it's all natural and its size gives it penalties, all you need was a touch of 9. So, yes, that's a hit.
It takes 4 points of acid.
Wonderful.
And
I will go ahead and slap
duration range attack is to hit your target.
another one on the map right there, as it's kind of above you guys, actually.
It will
As you
take
God.
hit.
2 more ticks as well. Are we in round count, or do you want me to just give you all the damage?
Anyone else take any actions for next couple rounds?
Well, we can. We're in the car. We're in the wagon right now.
You could open up a door and lean out and try to throw or
Actually,
pop a shot, or you could try to climb up on the wagon and make me climb and balance checks. Or you could ask the wagon to
Ixia
stop and get out and have at them.
is going to jump out of the wagon as soon as she can get somebody to open the door.
Uh, the
So I
door is
think we
already
will
open.
go to round count then, I guess.
Because Danielle said she was opening the door.
Yep.
Four to
Okay.
four. Pete with 9. And we will use Betty, who got nailed. Rolls a 4, so gives him a whopping 5 on a niche. Already got everybody else's niche from earlier.
Yeah, we already all rolled.
Yep.
So descending order. So surprise round, acid shot. Pete taking the reins. So top of actual first round, with also considering the door being opened by Danielle. What does Jonathan do?
Let's see.
You're in there
Jonathan,
with Anixia in animal form. Lawrence in there helping her with the rings on, which just got finished. Danielle's opened the door. Sam just apparently said something magical and something happened. And Pete's apparently driving the wagon.
first, I'm just going to do a spot check to see if I could see what's chasing us or what's attacking us by peeking my head. And I don't know if I could see it. Like I don't.
It's
What's
dark, but you can see them under the moonlight and everything. And you see these large, dark, massive, squatty little creatures with huge wingspans basically gliding closer to the ground and falling up behind the wagon, and they seem to be slowly gaining on you. So you see the two, and if you're looking further back past them, you see what looks to be two more way off in the distance, but much higher up above the tree
oh,
line.
I know they were attacking. I'm just gonna wait. Well, I'm just gonna wait my end my turn and do because that's all I can do really, at least as far as Ashken is concerned. Unless the wagon stops or unless everyone's jumping out, he's just gonna be sitting down there because he has no idea what everybody else is gonna be doing.
All right. So turn passes, took a look, and sticks head back in the wagon. Danielle, you opened the door previously.
Yep, and I'm gonna make those climb checks. 'Cause-
All right, fling yourself on the outside of the carriage and try to climb up on top of it.
mhm.
Climb check, please. I'll go ahead and pull up the player's book for a moving vehicle and see what we're looking at. Can't
Wait,
be
let
too
me
bad.
rephrase that. I will spend a full round putting on climber's kit before I do this.
Oh my god.
I'd rather not die.
Oh, you put it on, you take all that time, and then the next turn you roll a.
Shut up, Shig.
Besides, we're not. The round counts just for determining what people are doing.
So, full run action retrieving, climbing gear, rope, picks, hammer, just
Just
anything
the
to help yourself.
gloves.
Just gloves.
Mhm.
I was gonna say rope secured to the wagon, and then you climb out.
Gloves and rope then.
So, getting out some of your equipment. Alrighty.
Pete is driving.
Difficulty's not too bad. I mean, a standard 10 is a surface with a ledge to hold on to or stand on, such as a very rough wall or ship rigging. And the next thing up is basically 15, any surface with adequate handholds or footholds, natural, artificial, such as rough stone, surface, a tree, unknotted rope, or pulling yourself or dragging yourself by your hands. So
Okay.
it would probably be like a 15 then, if you have to compare it to something. Climbing like an untied rope, since you'd be throwing your foot out and trying to climb up and pull yourself up by your hands on top of the wagon.
Let's just see how far this goes.
Fair enough. Want to take the extra time to try to loop it up there like a grappling hook and secure it and then try to climb the rope or use it as some kind of support to get up there? Sure. Otherwise, if you just want to climb on top and then secure yourself to the wagon so you don't get dragged off or fall off, that's also good. So Danielle is retrieving equipment. Pete's turn. Already made the first check. He'll make some later as the road gets a little bumpier. And Nixria, you have rings. You are doggo. And door is open and Danielle is digging in her bag.
Um, Enixira is actually going to jump out of the wagon and keep herself like right next to the horses so that way I can use a wild empathy check in order to try to make them go faster.
Ooh. Um, I'd say make me a tumble check to not basically go rolling off and fall behind the wagon, but land safely and keep going. Which, yeah, that's not
I
too
think.
hard
I
for
think.
you.
Yeah. It's
Right,
probably a
that's why I was like,
DC 15.
at best.
Oh god.
Yeah, and
So
she
yeah,
more than makes that shit.
lands, does not trip, does not slide, does not fall out of moving vehicle, and just starts running. No slip or slide, and up beside the animals and making check. And animals are responding as keeping them on the road and keep moving, which helps them pick up a little bit of speed as you're like snapping at their heels.
With a go faster,
As
go
they're
faster,
gonna
go faster, must go faster.
push themselves with fatigue, which will help with bonuses for keeping them on the road and keeping them going. So picking up speed to 40, flying things are moving at 30, so they start to fall behind a little bit.
God, I hope they don't have any ranged abilities.
If they did, they'd already used it.
And Sam's turn.
All right. The ongoing damage on the first one, 2. Hey, extra damage is extra damage is extra damage.
You
Next
take
round,
what you get, mate.
yeah, next round it'll happen again. This time, I'm going to cast it on this guy. Because I'm going to cast another use of it. Oh, yeah.
That hits.
Wrong button. And then he will take 5 points of acid damage.
Not liking that.
Damage is damage is damage.
I'm trying to discourage them into going away.
They basically that second one makes like some croaking noises in certain pitches of rhythm, almost like you would be making conversation, and the other ones sort of like chime in with him, the three in range, as they
Abyss?
exchange sounds.
Oh,
And do they kind of stick to us and focus, or they back off?
They actually seem to pick up speed themselves as they start to shorten the gaps, and the other one starts to pull ahead. As this one, let's see, you're moving at 40, will 5, 10, 15, 20 start to pull ahead of you. This one will start to pull up, and this one will start to pull up a little bit as they pretty much go to match speed and increase a little bit. The other one starts to pull ahead of you.
Okay, so what's the difference distance to this guy?
He's right there, but 70 feet up
And this guy?
where he is. He's about 20 feet off the ground, so is the other one.
Okay. He's not in range. But the other guy is. Yeah, next round he's not going to be happy.
The ones that are at 100 foot are still about at 100 feet, coasting at about 50 feet up, although they've dropped down to 40 feet.
that's fine. I can still hit them.
Hit the ones close first.
And
Yeah,
Lawrence's turn. He just basically goes to the open door as he pretty much sticks his head out and just calls out, "Sweetie, what are you doing?" And Pete's just like, "Get back in, sir. It's not safe." Ash's turn.
Well, Ash just saw Xanath dressing up and he saw a Nextra jumping out. Well, Jonathan can't really do much, so
I mean, you can just
Yeah,
you can
It's gonna be
choose to do
great at
nothing.
yeah, he can't do anything unless the wagon stops, so he's just gonna sit down in there again.
That's fair. Not everybody is set up for range capabilities.
And he could
I
try
have a
throwing
hand
his
crossbow
weapon
if
at
you
him.
want it.
You just take negatives.
Yeah, don't throw my
And-
longsword at him.
Yeah, and if it misses, there goes the longsword. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm trying to be useful in a battle I can't be useful.
You're
You're
doing
very
well.
useful. You got Pete was just keeping them on the road. You actually got them to go thanks to your bonus, how well your check was, and the bonuses it grants him and controlling them. Actually got them moving at a hustle again, double moving while they're fatigued. So
Thank God.
they may fall to exhausted, but unfortunately these things move at a speed of 30 while flying, so that's 60 as they're double moving, whereas you're double moving at 40. So they can overtake you technically. They were just doing a single move action, keeping at your 20 or 40 and kind of following
I
you.
was gonna say they could overtake us anyway. Now we're just making them work for it.
Pretty much. And pissing them off is definitely getting them to want to overtake you.
I'm just trying to discourage them. If they're getting mad, that's just gonna suck for them because the acid's fixing to be followed up with something else in a moment.
done. Still doing that. He'll have to make a check every 3 rounds. So next round he'll have to make a check. This road gets a little bumpy. Nixria, you are on the road. Place is still about 14 minutes out, so that's 3 rounds out of 14. So that's like 127 more rounds
We got a
till you get
long
there.
ways to go.
Now that the fucking
Although
horses
you're double moving,
are.
so cut that in half.
Since the horses are kind of hustling now, she's actually going to increase her speed so she's now in front of the horses, trying to lead them along the path without them tripping over her.
Fair enough. You have the speed to keep ahead of them. You move at 50, they move at 40, so doable.
Doggo's on point.
Fair enough. Sam's turn.
Sam's turn. All right, for the
Acid
first
six.
guy, his ongoing
Testing.
last round
I
of
can hear
6
you.
damage.
Okay.
Second guy will take 5 damage.
All right.
And then for spell, because I'm going to use another one, this one is not Melf's Acid Arrow. Does a 12 hit his touch AC?
They have a 9.
Okay, now's where things get fun. Because I have to check and see if he even gets a fort save on this. He. That's exhaustion. He does not get a save on this. Does he have spell resistance?
They do not have SR.
Okay. Then this is really gonna suck for him. He loses 8 points of strength. Rate of enfeeblement.
Ooh. Nice.
Very nice.
It's like, if the damage doesn't do it, I will nerf their strength for the next 6 minutes.
-8 strength.
Uh-huh.
Nice. That puts a dent in them.
Oh, yeah.
Nerf their asses.
Well, um, here's the fun part about this spell, which also makes it the stupidest that I know of. That's a penalty. Penalties stack with each other.
As long as they're not from the same source. But
Aww. Which means I can't nerf him again. Oh well, I can nerf his buddy if he gets closer.
their turn.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 and 10 as they're just closing the gap at 10 foot. This one, though, is actually now swooping down 15, 15, 20 as he also comes down 20. So he's at 50 feet and pulling ahead of you guys.
If he gets too low, he may get bit.
I. That's hard. I would need a spot check from Sam at penalty and a spot check from Anixria.
Oh, if it's that penalty, I'm screwed.
Well, you'd have to look around the wagon and far back to see the other two. And Anixria is at least far enough
Oh,
in
I
front
might
where it
see
can
it.
look around the wagon to some extent.
I don't see shit. I rolled a 1.
No, you're too focused staying ahead of the horses. So it's like, oh, those other ones are moving at the side. Oh, that one right above me is coming down slowly. Sam's sort of like looking around. Okay, there's that one. That one. I just blasted that one. Looks back at a glance, and you notice the ones that were really far back are now a lot closer. Like they just closed their gap almost like at a run.
Which they probably did.
As they pretty much come onto the map.
Well, great. Jolly, jolly good.
And they basically drop down to pretty much 20 feet off the ground. And you swear there's something like on their back or whatever, but it's hard to tell due to your positioning, how quickly you took a glance, and just how dark it is. But there's things on their back. Aside from the little, like, hairy tentacle things. And Lawrence's turn. He will set back down in his seat, a little discouraged, and reaching into his pockets and pulls out a wand and just, holds it up. Aha!
Okay, he is a yandere, but the way that he's acting, like just in that like little scene, is adorable.
That's the dairy moment.
Da-na-na-na. It's da-na-na-na. Zelda moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Actually,
That's one of his dairy moments of ha.
fuck you, Seven. How dare you get such attractions? I love you though.
Hey, man. It doesn't matter what form Seven's in. He's always getting attention.
Yeah.
You crave it, though.
He
Yeah,
does.
When Estella wants it, she's denied.
Hey, you got a man waiting for you
you do.
in 200 years.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna mention that.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
A little. All right, so you got that going for you, and it is Ash's turn.
Let's see. I hear fighting. I hear dog talking. I hear
Doggo not talking.
our dog will try barking, talking to horses, something. And,
Encouraging.
and I see Loris taking a stick.
This one's
I
got
got a
a stick.
stick.
It's a cricket
I,
stick.
A
Ash
crooked
just
stick.
sigh. Ash just sighs and says to himself, "When I get a time, getting myself a bow or something."
He went from yandere to dorkade. Dere.
Dork dairy.
Yeah, dorkdere.
Does such a thing exist? But yeah, Ash is just gonna continue sitting down like a good boy. Because again, he can't do much until he can get out and actually go mano y mano.
Sure. There's five of them out
Not
there.
that he,
Pick your.
not that he should, but yeah, you
There's
know what
five
I
of them
mean.
out there. You can pick which one you want.
Climbing grants me +2, I believe.
And next is Danielle. You've retrieved your rope and your gloves for climbing. Now what?
All right. She is going to tie the rope around her waist and say, "Would you mind holding on to this for me, boys?" And tosses it at them before climbing on up.
So tie rope around yourself, standard action. Put on your climbing gloves, and pretty much sort of flop the rope at them. So next turn, you're out the door and up the carriage, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Pete's turn, third round. Check. Piss poor, but got 7 helping out. So even with those bonuses, hit the large bump, and the horses start to slow down a little bit as they stumble and are tired. So it goes back down to just a normal move of 20. See if he can pick that back up next round. Nixria, you are starting to pull ahead quite a bit as the wagon is slowing down.
Okay.
If you continue at 50, you'll not be 10 feet ahead of it. If you continue at 40, you'll be 20 feet.
So Nixir is going to revert back to nibbling on the horses.
So slowing down and pulling up beside them and trying to encourage them.
Yes.
Can you do it? A little bit harder. You coax them to stay on the road and watch their footing, but it's not enough to push them into a run again or even hustle. So they aren't wanting to double move really. They're kind of tired. Need to coax them a little bit more to get them into that speed again. That whole stumbling nearly caused them to trip with that dip in the rocks. Sam's turn.
Last round of acid on that one at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
4 damage. Because it was 3 rounds each. Alrighty. Then I will do the a following spell, because if there's shit at the back, then I want to be able to see it so I can target it. I just gotta find the range.
You know, throw some dancing lights or something back there.
I'm gonna string a line of dancing lights behind me.
Well, it's not like you're gonna draw any more attention. I mean, you've already got attention.
Exactly, and the range of dancing lights is 100 feet, or 160 feet from me.
As long as you keep it within that range, they won't wink out.
They don't actually have to. Oh, they can move. They can move up to 100 feet per round. So meh.
It's like a move action or a free action. So as long as
It
you
doesn't even
got,
specify it's a move action, so I think it's free.
yeah, so you're good then.
So I'm
So
gonna
you,
drop right there because it acts like a torch. Actually, from me to there. That way it illuminates that guy and that guy.
boop.
And there's a whole bunch of little torch lights floating right there. Now, can I see what said individuals on backs of thingies are?
Yeah, you see things on their back, all right.
Are we talking people-sized things or shape things or
You see people-sized things, all right.
do I have to make?
They seem a little bit not well. They're humanoid, but as for what they look like humanoid, they look like wolves standing on two legs.
You called it, Adam.
I
You
did
called
call
it.
it. Damn it!
Wait. I thought we were only fighting two. Why is there more suddenly?
I mean, why is there more?
That's why there's more.
Oh,
They're riding them.
oh,
Oh, fuck.
oh! They're doing his troop transport. Okay, all right.
Time to stop the wagon.
No, hell no.
Bitch.
Fuck that shit. Um,
Oh,
no. Michael, can I see the one that appears to be I don't know, driving the creature?
Oh no, did I get disconnected again?
Nope, you
I
didn't.
hear you.
Alright.
The one who's driving the creatures.
Yeah.
I am getting a picture for him appropriately.
Because he may be fixing to get blasted.
Magic missile.
Nope.
No.
No, I don't actually have that.
Really?
I'm not a wizard.
Magic.
I'm a melee mage.
What? With the sword and everything?
Yeah.
Since
I'm a
when?
I'm gonna fuck you up, mage.
Yeah. It's like, it's a caster, get in its face. It's like, actually, that's the worst possible thing to do. Because almost every spell I know, I can also use with my sword. Because
Here we go.
technically,
We'll just use him to represent. That looks like a decent enough figure. There we go.
represent.
And who seems to be leading is Mr. Special there.
Mr. Special?
As he basically points at the other beast, and it sort of gives a croak off in the distance as its chest enlarges, and the creatures on the back seem to just sort of give a nod at him, and they just seem to continue forward.
Okay, swift action. I'm blasting him. Because I could do this once per day.
He does seem to have equipment on and clothing.
Um, good for him.
Yeah.
This is a touch attack? I think that hits.
Okay.
Um, and guess what? 4 points of acid damage.
Or the werewolf or the dragon he's riding?
What? No, the thing driving the monster.
Okay.
Spot check.
Um, go under skill spot. There's the roll I was expecting.
You don't see it. You hit him though. He basically like holds up his hands and you hit him and he seems to take damage. All right. Their turns. And let's see.
I'd say that's good use of
5,
swift action.
10, 15, 20 as it starts to pull ahead and drops down another 20 feet to where it's 20 feet off the ground. 15, 20, 20.
Oh, goody. He's in range too. Oh wait, no, shit, no, he's not. He's be a little bit closer.
They're playing the catch up game.
They're playing the get in range of Sam so she can ruin your day.
And
Cause guess what?
that's
I
their
still have
turns.
more ranged spells. That's 40. So that one's a 40. That one is 40.
And Lawrence just sits there holding his wand and looking out the window as he sees 7 closer and seems to be happy. He kind of forgets about the wand in hand. And next up, Ash. That thing's basically beside the wagon almost. 20 feet up, but you see the shadow cast on the ground beside the wagon, and it's about parallel to you.
Hmm. I would attack with Kamu, but it's too far away, and I don't think he'll be like, why did he attack them? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Better to not
It's-
set yourself up for trouble.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to pass again.
It's not like these creatures have the ability to really communicate verbally, and the werewolves are far enough back, so you could do what you want.
Can't really tell them to go fuck off.
Oh well, you threw some little bladed thing that like caused acid damage. Oh well, they've already been hit with acid damage. Maybe that was done from the spellcast.
Well, obviously he can't do it. He goes there. It's also there's a 20 feet range, so he can't unless he jumps out of the wagon. He can't shoot.
You're not in range anyway.
Danielle-
Exactly.
Danielle tossed it a rope at you to hold.
He's holding on the rope. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, make that climb check, Danielle.
Wait, you want me to climb up with you?
No, Danielle's climbing.
Okay.
I can. No, this is mine.
Do it.
This is
Take that.
my trick.
Yes. All right, and you climb up on top of the wagon. This rope's dangling down and back inside as Ash is holding it.
And Ash climbs up with you, like, hey, I thought you hold the rope. I am holding the rope. See,
You. Please don't do that, you idiot.
I was like, I don't think he's that much of a dumbass.
don't worry, I'm not. It's just
Although
one of
I've been
those
proven
humorous-
wrong before.
And she will draw her short bow and ready herself.
At which point you see, there's the one pulling in front of the wagon. There's the one coming up from behind you. Oh, there's one to the side, and spot check. There's 2 more off in the distance. And there's like things on them.
I can see that Danielle has climbed on top of the cart, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I tell her to target the one furthest in the back, as it seems to have the leader on top of it.
All right, how far is it that back?
Right where it is on the map.
110.
I can fire that.
Next round.
Yeah, next round.
And luckily, the wagon is not at a hustle. It's just going along the road, and there aren't any major bumps currently. So if it does pick up speed or hit a bump, you'll have to make a balance check. Otherwise, you're good for now.
For now.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's stable. Pete's turn. Speaking of which, he's just keeping the horses on the road because they're getting a little worried about all the large critters.
Well, that's exactly what I told him to do, so I can't say shit.
Let's see. And Anixria, your turn. Hopefully, you can help Pete along. That is one hell of a check. So they will pick up to a hustle as you start to pull away, and the wagon will jerk a little bit with speed. Danielle, I need a balance check.
Ruh-roh!
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
Raggy.
You have nothing to worry about. That won't be happening anytime soon. Make a check.
It's almost like you jinxed her.
Pretty
That's
much.
fine.
It's,
Oh,
I mean, it's not like you said you called down a flag or anything. Oh, wait.
Evan's gonna be the cause of everyone's deaths. Except
Well,
Sam's.
worst case, Danielle will take damage from being dragged behind the wagon. At least Ash can pull her in as long as he makes the straight check. 20
I think she's
Oh,
balance,
fine.
she's
you're
good.
fine. It's like, nothing. You should see how ships are during a storm. Come on.
Pretty much.
are you trying to reenact a hurricane? Gotta try harder.
I heard a little bit of your southern accent coming.
Uh,
Shut up.
Michael, free action, moving the light.
Bringing it up.
I have it marked on the map as to where it should go. That way, flying critters are still well lit.
All right.
Because I can't move the little box. Actually, I can just draw a little box. Probably be a little bit easier. There we go. I drew a thingy. Here there be's light. Oh, and this guy to the south, he needs to make a fort save as I cast another spell.
Ooh. Natural one.
He is now dazzled for the next minute. He takes a -1 to all attack rolls.
Ooh.
Yay for cantrips.
And their turn. At which point, the guy in the back will lean over and pat the big
Oh,
creature on the
I
back.
almost forgot. Guy in the back takes 5 points of acid.
Okie dokie. He will pat the big creature as it will basically rear up a little bit, climbing 10 feet, and make noise. And the rest of them will kind of echo forward. The one to his right will make noise. The one in front will make noise. And this one will make noise. And then this will make noise. And they will sort of like fly off a little bit as they start climbing altitude and pulling away a little as you guys start to pull ahead.
Hopefully that's because we made it so it's not worth it and not because they're fixing to do something else.
And going to next round, Lord sticks ahead. Aha! What? And he'll just step back in, close the door in frustration, and put up the wand.
It's like, aha! Oh, god damn it.
Wait, where did he go?
Oh, wait, he shut the door. The rope's now caught in the door.
Well, at least I'm stuck.
You only got about 5 foot of wiggle room, so you can't move too far. Not that the roof allows you to go more than 5 feet.
Yeah, so you're not in
So
too
it
much
looks
trouble.
like- So at which point you guys will continue along. I'll need another check by 7 and one by Pete.
Michael, that guy will take another 5 points of acid as the spell ticks for the last time.
Wild empathy?
Yes. Beautiful. You're definitely doing better than Pete. They will continue at a hustle, and you will be pulling away from the creatures as they will be falling back behind you and literally going back. At which point they will be holding about 100-foot distance behind you, and you guys will be moving out of 40, and you will continue on for 2 minutes. At which point you'll see them just fall further back and group up more, and then
Much
continue on
more.
for 3 minutes. No problem. They
Alright.
pretty much hold formation as you are
I,
now
just-
10 minutes away.
I just wonders about those creatures. Hopefully, they won't bother anyone.
As long as they stay back, I won't use the remaining acid on them.
At that point, the werewolves seem to have shuffled across the creature.
Oh, god damn it.
She will curse an undercommon.
Has it been a minute yet, Michael?
It has been uh, 5 minutes.
Guess I'm, just for the
Okay,
record,
then the dazzle has worn off. The strength drain is still in effect. Because that lasts 6 minutes.
also, Lydia, for the just so you know, Kabu understands undercomic, so
Cabo can
understands what you're
translate.
saying.
Whether he tells Ash anything is a different story.
Exactly.
If he translates, he translates. If not, he doesn't.
Oh, that's not nice.
Are they coming back around?
They jumped over to heal the creatures.
What?
I suddenly see all the dice rolls and I'm like, oh, that's not fair.
D8 cure light wounds plus 5. D8 cure light wounds plus 5. As they heal the
So-
2 injured ones.
As long as they don't come back, we'll be fine.
And then
They're gonna come back, aren't they?
1 minute, so you're about 9 minutes out.
At this
They
point,
start to gain speed again and start to pull away as they start to come in your direction again.
Michael, the strength drain is gone from that one. He's back to normal.
Oh, he's going to appreciate that. His little companion was a little heavy on him.
Yeah. Which also means if they get in range, I'll just do it again.
All right, it's gone. Oh, crap.
I only have 6 more uses of it.
Which point they start to pull ahead,
Actually, I
and
think I have
we
more
are
than that.
back into rounds with you guys being about 9 minutes away with the hustle. Check for Pete and Wild Empathy from 7. Well, Pete did decent, so, and with your help of an angry dog at their heels, even with Wild Empathy, you are keeping them in that hustle between the two of you.
Thank
So you're
God.
still forcing to go, although it's close there. Horses are getting a little bit agitated and very tired.
Alright, if they're coming back, I'm gonna pull out my bow and start lobbing at them. Because this is getting ridiculous.
I should also note that Inxira would mention to Sam that she doesn't know how much longer she can fucking push these horses.
Just another 9 minutes, and we can get in there maybe. Just maybe another 9 minutes.
Oh no! Next round.
Oh, wait, I don't think I have my bow anymore. I think I gave it away.
Hi.
Yeah, I think you have all my shit.
I have.
Yes,
have
you
a
do!
Sorry.
Oh, wait, I have that. Okay, I'll start using that.
Oh, that
Top
does
the
not.
order with Ash.
No, I
Let's
just,
see.
it's like I have other items. It's like, I forgot I
Oh,
had
let's just-
these.
Ash is just gonna peek out again to see if the things are still chasing them or not.
They're at that distance, and they're kind of in a formation. So, oh shit. And there's things on their back now. Spot's like, they're closer. I think there may be more of them. And
Again,
there's
jumping
little
to
ones on their back, I think.
with low wisdom, jumping to those to the most extreme conclusions.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I I think they're back at full strength.
No, just your face.
You are a fool.
Out of character, they are back at full strength, aren't they?
No,
Almost.
not quite.
Two of them are almost fully healed, but
But you get what I mean.
mm, they seem to have recovered from their injuries. Danielle's turn.
All right, let's take a look at these fuckers. How far
Making
away are they?
right there on the map and gaining.
Distance wise as well, right?
Right where they are is right where they are.
All right then. Which one looked like the leader?
All the way in the back.
Little guy right over there on the
That
big
little guy.
seems to have clothing. So you got naked werewolves on top of big fly frog creatures
All right.
with three mouths, and then you got the one guy in clothing.
Well,
All right. All right. All right. All right.
guy in clothing needs to not be involved. Needs to go away.
You can roll a spot check on him also if you're making an attack roll too.
Mm,
You see him, he looks like a werewolf, slightly larger than them, different colored fur, and wearing clothing. But you're sure Sam shot blast at him, but he looks uninjured.
why can't I ever have an easy job?
Ash just goes, I told you they're backed up to full strength.
Shut up, Ash.
Fortunately, the idiot is right for once.
Doesn't make any
Unfortunately,
better stating it though.
we're better off with you not stating the obvious. Ooh, does a
Ooh.
14 confirm?
No.
Aw,
Oh,
wait.
Would have been nice.
How are you getting all the extra damage on that? Holy shit.
wait. Oh, right. Those don't enact right now. Never mind. But
So,
still a crit.
just the damage is 4, not
Mhm.
14.
No damage as the arrow goes by him and he slaps it out of the air.
Ah,
Oh, that's not cool.
how does
I know
that?
exactly how, and that's not cool.
Sam,
Yeah?
think the asshole might be fisty pups.
Well, shoot the critter then, because I'll blast him.
Oh, that's why I God.
Monk deflect arrow maybe? Or at least the feet?
Takes
They can
2 feats
deflect
to get
arrow.
that. Requires a decent base attack and a wisdom of 13, but yes.
Well, there's a magic item that does the same. Pete's turn, keeping the wagon going. Nixria probably doing the same.
Yes.
Doing kung fu moves and just blocks.
Well, let's see
What's
him
our
kung fu this
destination again?
shit. Michael, I'm pulling out my eternal wand, and I'm magic missiling the bastard.
Okay.
He takes 5 points.
Very
All right.
quickly, you guys are doing this.
Sure thing. In the order, spot check for Sam.
Uh, you said spot check.
He probably has
Uh,
shield.
Remember
take the
what my
damage.
wisdom is, right? Holy crap.
You see things.
Holy shit, I see
What?
all the things.
What the hell is this?
I don't
You
know.
guys getting crits back to back, pretty much. At least natural 20s.
That's the second time I rolled that
Uh,
20 tonight.
You see him. He looks uninjured from your previous attacks. And you blast with magic missile. He takes the damage. And then his wounds close up and heal.
Oh, that's annoying.
Asshole.
That's Sam just glares at him. It's like, you son of a.
He just looks at you like dead in the eyes and just smiles a little bit.
Makes rude gestures.
He just basically lifts a hand and points a finger forward, and the creatures start to pull ahead as they go into a run flight.
They're
Oh,
either
that
going
puts
to
him
kill us,
closer. That's cute.
they're either going to try and kill us or sell us. One of the two.
You forgot the other option of eat us.
That's what kill it means.
Yeah, after you're dead, it doesn't really matter what happens to you.
Oh, they're not in range yet.
And his will just move up a little bit.
Just
And they're
heal
done.
through that
Okay,
shit.
Lawrence's turn.
I'm banging on the wagon. Lawrence, we got problems. They can
I have a
heal.
I have an answer to that. And he'll reach into his coat. Yes. And pull out a wand, which is topped with a little crystal. And he'll swing the door open.
Move action retrieve. Move action do.
Well, at least the rope's not caught anymore.
Oh, well, maybe
Danielle's
this
turn.
time he'll be able to assist.
She kind of glares at the fucker and now knows that she can't shoot at him, but she can shoot at his compatriots.
Yeah, shoot his buddies.
How do you know that they won't do the same thing?
We don't.
Shut
One
up,
way to-
Jonathan.
It's like
Out of
we don't.
character.
Now shut the hell up.
Only one way to find out.
But I feel terrible. I wasted a crit.
It wasn't a confirmed crit, but it was a natural 20 to hit.
Yeah.
If it
So
critted,
at
it would have
least
been
no matter
nice.
how high his AC was, a natural 20 is an auto. So even if he had a 50 or 60 AC, it would still be a hit.
I hope to hell he does not have a 50 AC.
Oh. It's 49 now.
Fuck. Well, not using the weapon, just hitting him with spells. And I have a lot of those.
And targeting the big creature or the hairy humanoid wolf thing on the back.
The hairy humanoid thing on the back.
Fair enough. 14 to hit. Let's see what we got here.
Probably the natural AC is covering for that.
Quite possibly. Natural AC does save his butt, and that's the only thing that saves him from getting an arrow.
So no Skyrim jokes. Okay.
Basically, hits him in the head and bounces off. He just sort of shakes his head and glares at you. Like, what the?
Did you
Another
throw a
arrow
rock at
ready.
me?
Another arrow ready.
Like, if it
It
if
is-
his skull wasn't harder, that would have gone in.
If I wasn't hard headed.
At least you're making hits. And next up is Pete. And have to make a check. Doing well. Hustle continues. Next year I can assist. 25. Oh, crap. They're scared. Balance check for who is on top. And since Sam, you were reaching back and popping shots, balance check for you, but much easier. As
say-
it goes from hustle to those poor things trying to do a run,
Oh boy.
We're in
Wow,
a forest area, right?
No,
which
we're
will
not.
exhaust them.
Hold on.
You're on a paved road. Forest is about 300 feet back now.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, you're good. Yours really when they're hard. At worst, you fall on your butt in the seat.
Oh, no, it's
Oh,
more
boy.
of I only have a +2.
Ooh. Danielle, balance.
Oh no.
That rope may need to be used.
I'm gonna do a strength. Would it be a reflex check to grab onto the rope or a strength check to hold onto her?
I was gonna say you
It
were already
may
holding on to the rope. What do you mean reflex to hold? Strength
maybe a
check to
Okay.
hold
strength
onto
to
her.
hold the rope.
Yeah, strength to hold her back in.
Uh, width
Okay.
is fine. Uh, really slippery. Mm, I think the only thing that saves your butt is the climbing gear, basically the rope on you. But I will need a reflex save as you basically jostle and slide, and your foot goes over the side.
Has
So
sheepdog.
reflex not to go over the side with the rest of your body.
Yeah, I feel the rope tug and just grab onto it, try to
All that
pull
training on board a
you.
ship paid off.
So instead of your foot basically going over the side, and you get ready to take a flip over the side, you catch yourself with your hand, you stand right back up, and Ash basically braces you with pulling on the rope, keeping you from sliding as much.
He just calls out, "Are you okay?"
I'm fine. Everything's fine. I love it out here. It's so pretty. Look at the night sky.
You should be worried about those things.
Oh, she would probably sing like the last bit in Aquan.
Uh,
Sam's turn.
I'm gonna use that last use of magic missile to hit. Oh, nice roll. This guy right here,
Big critter.
the beastie, yeah.
5. That will put a nice little dent in that.
And then move action, put it away.
Fair enough. Their turns. And it will drop back and land. Drop back and land.
You don't want to do
And
that.
drop back and land.
Don't want to do that either.
And
Damn it.
They really don't want to do that.
at which point, then they will open their 3 gaping mouths and breathe a cone,
Oh.
30-foot long, as they basically get the wagon.
30 feet from this furthest one only gets the horses.
That's perfectly fine. That's what that one wants. The others get the whole wagon. As what you get hit with is breath weapon is a 30-foot cone of acidic gas that burns opponent's eyes and skin. Each creature within the
Ooh.
cone must make a reflex save.
Oh, a reflex save?
All of us, even
Michael,
in
question. The Mask of Sweet Air says bonus +5 to save versus airborne stench attacks and inhaled poisons. This is acid, not poison, correct? So it wouldn't count?
Correct.
All right.
Unfortunately.
so even those inside the wagon or not inside the wagon.
The ones inside the wagon are fine.
Oh,
All
thank
right. And you
goodness.
said it is acid, correct?
Basically, acidic gas that burns your skin, causing a reaction, and also burns your eye. So
All
it's
right.
not inhaled and it doesn't actually deal acid damage per se. It's more like flavor.
Oh, so it's not actual acid damage.
Technically not, although I guess if you were immune to acid, you could be immune to the effects of it.
Okay. Because if it's acid damage, I was going to pop an item that says resist acid.
It's just more like skin irritation, which causes the status effect, and eye irritation, which causes the status. And it lasts for like 1 round.
That's it.
That's it.
And it's reflex or fort?
Reflex. To apparently, I guess, close your eyes and guard your skin against.
Is it one
We're
roll or
not
do we have to
getting
make two?
Just 1 roll for both effects.
I think we're all good.
The DC was 18, not to be blinded and stunned for 1 round.
Holy shit! Blinded
Yeah.
stun. Holy crap.
On a moving vehicle, no less. Guess where you go?
Now,
Now,
wouldn't
here's the real fun part.
The horses.
the horses and Pete?
And you guys are double moving, so that sucker's gonna stop and flip. If they
Oh, that's a fail.
fail,
Oh,
natural 20, fail. Three fail, one makes it, but they're all reined together. So three horses come to a complete stop. Wagon crashes into the back of them, and luckily the people outside get a reflex save to not get underneath the wagon as it flips over.
oh. Wait. What about Pete? Doesn't he have reflex because he's
Rolling for him, he fails. He's stunned and blind.
Oh shit!
He's going with that wagon and the horses. And a D8 to see direction one. We have 10, 15. There's one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. The wagon is going this direction as it flips. It's basically crashing to the back of the horses and flipping backwards and pulling the horses back.
It's doing a backflip.
hmm
You
So
know,
if technically, if Danielle fails her check, she could wind up flipping and being caught underneath the wagon as it flips and rolls over her.
Thankfully,
I
And same with true with Sam too.
thankfully, the lowest roll on the board is a 19.
19.
So you guys are good. You just simply get ejected from the wagon and wind up on the ground, which you will take a d6 point damage unless you make a jump check or tumble check to negate that. Seven's already on the ground, so no check required for you, Nix.
The
I
one person who could have the highest chance of making it. Oh yeah.
I
Well,
do
you
not
weren't
have
stunned
tumble, so I
either,
will
so
attempt the jump.
I mean,
Nope.
thankfully, uh,
Eesh.
Unless it's a
okay.
DC 5.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do a strange check to see if I could pull Danielle back into the wagon while she's falling.
Oh yeah, that's going to help me.
I will need a d4 from Sam. See how far you are ejected from the wagon.
Oh crap.
Okay, I'm gonna do it
20
to see.
feet in the direction that it's flipping back. So that's, whoopsie.
One,
Strange
two,
check, don't
three,
fail me now.
4.
Yep. You are
Okay,
thrown
gonna use.
there and knocked prone.
I'm gonna be using my gloves to actually boost it by two.
And
You
you'll
have to
take
be able to
two
do that on
points
your
of
turn unless it's
damage.
immediate.
Mm.
I what you mean.
So you'll take 3 points. Don't worry, we're going to get to Danielle. So first person first. As the thing flips backwards, Sam will be launched 20 feet, 5 feet across the ground as she tumbles and rolls and take 3 points of damage and is prone, which we'll just do the little image for prone. And next up, we get to Pete, which he's just going to go along for the ride. He doesn't get a choice
Uh,
because
Michael,
he's blind and stunned.
does this count as fall damage?
It is
I take nothing and land on my feet.
because boots say so.
Yes.
Ta-da! Sticks the landing as it flips backwards, goes flying through the air, and somersault land.
Because I was thinking about, I was like, wait a minute, I have an item for that.
Yay! Those worthless boots are not worthless.
I never said they were worthless. That's why I
You
kept them.
So anime style, you get thrown back 5 feet, and you skid across the ground 15 feet, and just stand up, just in time to basically see the wagon flipping backwards with everybody on and in it. So Pete's just along for the ride. So
How appropriate, the anime character did an anime landing.
3 squares, Pete gets thrown. So 5, 10, 15 will unfortunately 15 will get him right there, and he will be prone because
He's
he
blind
can't
and
do nothing
stunned.
about it. And he will take 5 points of damage as he hits the dirt. Now we get to the two who are tied together in essence.
Yeah,
Ash,
Ash could.
the wagon is
Well,
flipping backwards, so you're sliding from the back-facing seat into the front-facing seat of the vehicle. So you're sliding backwards into the back of it. You have the rope in hand. The door's open. Danielle's getting flipped up into the air with you attached to the rope. So do you hang on to the rope?
I'm hanging out the road. I could pull her inside, hopefully saving her.
It's
All
not
right.
going to do much.
Uh, you've already made your
I didn't make a strength check, so I'm gonna
jump
do that right
check.
now.
So Danielle's going to stick her jump check. ideally. I will need you to roll a d4 for me to see how far you're projected, which will basically be how much force is sending you and thus the difficulties added to him hanging onto the rope. Four. So
See,
you're technically going 20 feet on your rope, which is probably at least 50-foot hemp rope or less.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using my brute gauntlets to boost my strength up and hopefully
You can
pulling
only use
that.
those on your turn.
Oh, damn it.
I was going to say, are those an immediate action?
No, they're swift because I have the same thing.
Ouch.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not immediate. So Swift is on
Uh,
your turn. So
oh well.
the rope does allow for the slack. You can still make a strength check to hang on to try to keep her from going too far. Although with the
Yeah.
wagon flipping, you're doing your best effort.
Damn it. The wagon's too strong. I'm sorry.
You're getting thrown forward, grip slips loose, and that rope trails the 20 feet, and Danielle gets ejected. She will not take damage, but she will end up landing on her feet.
You know what would suck?
Oof.
If because of the rope the fucking wagon actually landed on top of her.
I know that's what I was worried about actually.
That's kind of the concern. If he had held on to it and actually pulled her in, and she only went 5 feet and just basically dangled right on the backside, and the wagon flips over that direction, it could land on top of her, which is crushing force, and she'd be pinned.
So good thing I saved her. Kind of.
Not really.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, you could have almost like hung her. I will need a reflex save from Ash as he's jostled around inside the wagon to not take a d6 of damage from being thrown around in there with Lawrence, and Lawrence will have to do the same. Lawrence will get a 12.
Hmm.
So he will take a d6 of non lethal instead of lethal damage. So give me a reflex save, Jonathan.
Don't fuck it up.
D6 of non lethal or lethal as you get your brains rattled at the bottom.
Shig.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Can
Yes.
hear you now.
There we go. I don't know. Everything went quiet for a bit, but then I heard you guys say shit. Okay. What was the
So
last?
you're getting jostled around the wagon from it flipping, so I need you to make a reflex save as you're thrown around it to when you take a d6 damage for it to be either lethal or non lethal. And honestly, if you had actually failed that check horribly, I'd then need another check from being ejected from the wagon.
So I'm
So
fine then.
luckily, you nail that, so you take 2 points of non lethal damage as you just get bumped around.
Is Lawrence
Okay.
ejected from the wagon?
He's away from the door where Ash is right in the door.
Oh.
So Lawrence just gets basically thrown back and forth between the seats and took non lethal as he's able to brace himself with his hands and feet. Ash is able to brace himself very well and doesn't even worry about going, especially since it's also like flipping in that direction. And now we get to roll for the wagon. And the wagon is thrown 4 squares.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
5, 10, 15, 20. Now percentiles, is it long ways to where it's going to land on both the girls with horses in tow, or if it's wide and only lands on maybe one of them? And then the question is reflex to be under it or just get knocked by it. All right, because
Oh
it's
bloody hell.
sliding card.
What's with all
Sliding
the
card
fours?
54. It's going long ways, so it's basically car front end sliding toward Danielle and going to bump into her. Unfortunately, it's not going to stop before hitting her. So reflex save to be out of the way makes it. So Danielle, it jumps back an extra 5 feet as the wagon is there. And you have to ungroup that. And it is turned that way and jostled. And we have inside and inside.
Getting real tired of all this bullshit.
You don't like these fun little games?
I would rather have a fair fight instead of mounted combat.
I know, and this is the part where you're like, Michael, we would have preferred the breath weapon doing acid damage. It would have been less dangerous.
Actually, I would have preferred the acid because then I could negate the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't even true acid. It was just breath of
And horses. And
One was
getting
not
pulled
stunned.
along. Getting dragged along. All right, so one horse is at half life. One horse is at a third life. And the other two are dead.
Rip.
Ooh.
ooh. Uh,
And with the wagon flipping, Pete can't make a reflex save, so just a quick d20. It does hit him.
oh god.
So I'm just going to say that's 3d6. It's just to be nice. Blunt force damage to the poor little blinded,
Stunned.
prone,
Half.
stunned individual
So
as he
clean
takes
up on clean up on aisle 7.
12 damage to Pete as it basically kind of flips over and hits him as he
Aisle
rolls him
7 never
face
needs
up.
clean up.
No, that is her aisle to clean up.
That's why it
And
never needs cleaning up because it's
and
always
Seven's
cleaned.
just looking like, at least it flipped that way and not toward me.
Although
It's like
Seven's
you're
now
always
left
fine.
alone, so
It's like, is Sam? Oh, landed on her feet. Oh, the whack. Oh, Stella may have been crushed. Well,
Oh
Ashley's
no,
just
my money bag!
Ashley's just hanging on to the door as he gets bumped, and he looks over at Sam. After it was over, he just looks around, then looks at her.
and the other one will land there, and the last one will just swoop in with Guy jumping off and landing on the ground.
Ashley says, asks Sam, "It's not over yet, is it?"
what
And
made you think
I
it was
know.
over?
Yeah, go ahead.
What made you think it was over? Oh. She just kind of cracks her neck. It's like, oh.
Of course, you guys will be prone inside the wagon because you got rolled and flipped upside down, as you're now on the ceiling. And I'm sorry to say, with as late as it is, this is a perfect cliffhanger moment
Yeah.
as the big bad basically hops off the beastie and just looks at you guys with a grin as the rest of his beast will be surrounding you guys and on the ground as you are about 8 minutes or less. Well, 9 to 8 minutes away from the town.
This would be like the anime cliffhanger where the
This is
hero.
the anime cliffhanger. What do you mean this would be like?
This is the anime cliffhanger where the enemy just miles down to the heroes, and it says "to be continued" at the end.
Pretty much.
It's called Peace, motherfuckers.
Actually, I have an idea. It's a really bullshit idea. I
Beg
think
for
it'll
your
work.
lives.
No, no, no. This is a really fucking bad idea. Oh well.
Lawrence's only response is, I think we're set on the roof. I think my wand went up somewhere it's not posted.
Danielle was like, "Oh, sweetie, there are plenty of things that will probably get lost with the Grexa. Anyway,
Oh, part of me's like, I want to try some bullshit, but this is not a good idea. I may try some bullshit anyway.
We're gonna have to do bullshit because we're surrounded by weird dragons and werewolves.
Actually, no, I may challenge the boss to a duel, and let's see what happens.
They're not dragons. They're
They're not
aberrant
fucking
creatures.
dragons.
I said
They're-
dragon-like creature.
Well, that's kind of fair. They're big, they're winged,
I wouldn't even call
they
them
have breath
dragon.
weapons.
It's
I will
this
allow
is
that.
this is just bullshit that's gonna suck. That's all this is. This is gonna suck. Oh, oh well.
Good luck.
Yeah, no shit.
Or legal at Ash to Hope because he hasn't had a chance to do anything.
Yeah,
Move it over
no,
to the
no, no, no.
save window for the default map.
Yep,
We'll save the fun for later.
yep.
Good stuff.
All right, to the
That is
people who are
wonderful.
reviewing, thank you for watching. We will resume next week, and hopefully nobody dies. No
One more
promises.
thing